morning, everybody. Welcome in to the AEL University Elite Series here for VALORANT. It's time to bring you all the action with Matsy and TwoTapTony.
Yep, that's
I can't
me.
believe you're here.
I'm back.
He's back.
I'm so back, man.
Back on track with our sponsors.
Absolutely. AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide the best in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
That's it. And a big shout out to HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. When you need speed, control, and zero distractions, Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
And as well, Indomie the Noodle partner made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today at your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. Shout out our sponsors.
That's it. Shout out to the sponsors. You know them, we love them, and we appreciate every single one of them there. So, big shout out to our sponsors and a big shout out to our teams for putting on one hell of a show. As always, you know, they've managed to really step things up into the competition. The standings are looking better and better each week, and very excited to see how things are going right now, Tony, because look at this.
Yeah, standings are looking very interesting. I was going to say UOM still at the top, but of course UTS, Monash not far behind now. Swinburne, Macquarie, and UNSW all around the middle of the pack still. RMIT at that 1 and 4. And unfortunately, Deacon still yet to claim a victory, Matt. And, well, we can hope, but it's getting very rough. It's getting towards the tail end of the season and still no win at their board. It starts to feel a little bit like that, right?
Yeah, it starts to feel just a little bit like that, you know, just a little bit. But say okay. We're going to be changing things up. We're going to be moving our way on to other pursuits, just like this pursuit right here, right now. It's Macquarie and UTS, the first battle on the cards. And following up is Monash and UOM. And after that, it's going to be RMIT and Deacon. And it will be Swinburne and UNSW to finalize things here tonight. So, all teams going to be locked and loaded here. I'm curious if Deacon is going to be able to deliver some crazy plays here tonight, Tony, because it's now or never for him.
Yeah, it's now or never it feels. And I guess RMIT might be a little bit more capable. They did, of course, come pretty close in some of the later games that Deacon have played, but RMIT probably a solid roster to go against. And, you know, my eyes are as well on that Monash versus UOM game at 8 p.m. That one should be super interesting, and see if UOM can finally be dethroned here.
Yeah, we'll see if they are going to be dethroned out of this one. You know, they've had a pretty solid run throughout the whole season. Just no losses thus far. So definitely showcasing their consistency all the way through. But there's going to be more where that came from, Tony. You know, there's going to be more to be taken out of the oven, so to speak. And I reckon that if there's a team to beat them, could be potentially Monash here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say as well, to highlight the later game in the bracket here at 10 p.m., of course, Swinburne, UNSW. I was going to say we've seen UNSW really kind of work from strength to strength throughout the league play so far. And, of course, from match day to match day, they've looked a little bit better. Swinburne as well, of one of those teams that's kind of picked up the pieces a little bit as of late. So that should be an interesting one to round out the evening. But yeah, Macquarie versus UTS for our first one. Macquarie, a very capable roster. We've seen them go very close in some of their scorelines recently. UTS as well as one of those teams that I was going to say we've spoken to the players on that roster, and they feel like just a lot of comfort picks have really, really worked out for them super, super well going into their match days.
Yeah, agreed. You know, they've definitely been able to take advantage of those picks, haven't they? You know, just really flowing things together piece by piece, and really excited to see more of that. Just fine gameplay come through tonight. You know, they're able to finesse their way through any situation, and definitely eager to see how they go towards the peak of the season here. But still more upcoming, more on its way where that came from, my man. And I'm just excited to see exactly what they're going to be able to deliver with it.
Yeah, it should be exciting. We got to see some exciting stuff last week, I believe. A Corrode in there was finally picked up. Of course, we saw a lot of the kind of standard maps as well. Lotus Sunset were in the pool. So I'm curious to see whether we'll, I guess, get a little bit more of a surprise. Don't think we'll be seeing the Corrode. I feel like I was going to say that was kind of a one-off occurrence. But yeah, maps like Sunset, Lotus, definitely probably a lot of the heavy favorite picks for some of these teams going into tonight's games.
Yeah, definitely going to have, you know, some of those heavy favorites coming through there. I think there's going to be more where that came from. You know, I'm just appreciative of the fact that we've seen every map this season, Tony. You know, I was scared that we might shy away from the Corrode, but eventually we did see the Corrode. So it corroded away the last unknown map pick, so to speak. So definitely excited for what's to come out of this one, Tony. But I guess thinking ahead, thinking into the future, if you could add another map into Valorant, Tony, what would you want out of a map?
I feel I don't want another 3-site map. In terms of
Why not 4?
four's a bit overkill. I was gonna say probably another stock standard 2-site map. Similar to Icebox. I really like how Icebox is played with I guess the diversity of taking that mid control. Heck, even add Icebox back to the pool. That'd be cool. I was gonna say Icebox is pretty fun. But yeah, a map similar to Icebox, maybe a little bit more, I guess, control and I was gonna say maybe a third way to take onto a site. I was gonna say we've seen a little bit of experimentation with that on Corrode, but I was gonna say Corrode feels a little bit too open, a little bit too corridor fighty. It's hard to rotate and I guess clear every single angle on a map like Corrode. So maybe not too many angles, but maybe just like one more in there to get into a site. Especially, you know, sometimes getting onto B, especially on a defense side, it's very hard to hold for on a map like Icebox. So yeah, definitely a 2-site map would be cool, or just add Icebox.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you there, Tony. You know, we want to see that blessed milk angle on Icebox again. You know, we want to go back and get the milk. Yeah.
Diet
milk. Know, yeah, of diet milk.
There's a ton of fruit in there as well.
Milk. Yeah. Fruit in there. And, you know, the other, I guess, beautiful thing about Icebox is that it's Viper Central. You know, love to see a bit of Viper presence towards both sites there. Just, you know, the Viper's Pit, so prevalent on a map like that one. But, yeah, just a shame that we can't see it at the moment. You know, there's a more heavy focus, I suppose, towards the newer maps on the cards there. But, you know, there might be more where that came from. I think what I'd like to see potentially heading forward, Tony, would be like if they released like a new agent and new map kind of simultaneously there, but then they like themed the map around like the agent from like a lore standpoint. I think that'd be pretty cool to kind of work something like that into the mix there, or even if they released like a couple throughout the in-game season or something, right? And they just kind of, you know, themed the map around that or something, or maybe 2 maps, who knows? But yeah, I think that'd be a nice idea to put to fruition. Like, what do you think about that?
I don't mind it. I was going to say, yeah, thematically, it's kind of cool to see maps and characters released around the same time and same theme. But I was going to say for Valorant, I feel like they haven't added too many agents, right? Because you don't want to overwhelm players with how many picks there are and how many different kind of compositions you can run. But as well for maps, I was going to say that I feel like they've kind of taken it very steady, very slow. As we'll check out the rosters for you to kick off this first one. We're going on a bit of a tangent. It's UTS, it's Turkish Turret, Neon, Vent, Deathblade, and a Preggy. And then, of course, for the side of Macquarie, it's Killer Bean, Cash, Chase, Atlantic, Nami, and Skulltalk for Macquarie this evening.
Ooh. definitely got some solid players on deck here tonight. You know, ooh, Tony, look at that map right over there.
Wow.
Sunset, sunrise, sunset. And you know what I noticed there, Tony? That first map ban is Icebox.
Oh, so Icebox is in the pool.
Yeah, so Icebox is in the pool.
It just shows we haven't seen it in a while, I guess. Because I was like, oh, we haven't seen Icebox at all, so maybe it's just not in the pool. But yeah, it appears to be in the pool. Just banned every time. Karo being taken away by UTS. Lotus could have been a potential here, but Macquarie took that one away. So yeah, going back to Sunset for this one, and I don't mind that for Macquarie. I was going to say we've been seeing them play Sunset quite a bit recently. I was going to say the past 2 weeks. They've kind of really shown us what they can do on that map. So I guess my eyes are on UTS to see how they fare going into this one. Yeah, me too. I think there's definitely going to be, you know, how they're going to go. They really need to focus up here, give it their best, and see what they can manage to navigate through it. But Tony, you know, thinking about maps that are and aren't available, Fracture's not available. Goodbye. And maybe don't come back for that map, I reckon. Maybe don't come back. But that's my opinion on that map. But we're getting into Sunset right now. It's going to be a lot of fun, everybody. I'm excited for how they're going to approach this one. You know, I think that there's definitely good potential from both teams here. Yeah, I was going to say, at least for Macquarie, last time we saw them play Sunset, Chase Atlantic was super clean on the Neon, and very much like a lot of early picks were being found by the side of Macquarie with Chase Atlantic on that Neon. We'll be seeing as well. A curious note as well, of course, Sculptor in for tonight. Does that change up the composition here for Macquarie? Because we've seen, I was going to say, he spoke to Nami as well, showing that they're a team as well that likes to play a lot of the comfort picks, just like UTS. So it's going to be curious to see where those comfort picks kind of lay with a new member in for this evening. UTS, wasting no time. They're locking in their picks. It's going to be Turkish Turret for the Cypher, Neon, 203 Neon, sorry, on the Clove. Deathblade for the Rays this time around. So double duelist for UTS to kick it off. They have to start defense, so a little bit of an interesting choice there. Yeah, definitely a bit interesting, isn't it? You know, I'm curious to see what else they are going to be able to approach through into this one, as we have seen, I guess, the double duelist pickup come out from a few rosters, I'd say, throughout the season so far. And, you know, I guess it's a hit or miss type of composition, isn't it? But more often than not, if you're able to really navigate your character well, you are going to be able to find the most out of it, you know, just to optimize your agents. Yeah, optimize the agents. It's interesting to see both teams rocking the Sova here. Seems to be a pretty common pick for a map such as Sunset, but of course we'll get into it. Pistol to kick it off, and well, UTS, as we said, starting the defense side. Macquarie going to be on the attack, and should be interesting because of course they've opted to bring the double duelist as well, but they're bringing out the Reyna, so a little bit more util heavy here for the side of Macquarie. And I was going to say, for attack side, I don't mind that. You know, Reyna can set up some good Lears, of course, and then you can just send Chase Atlantic up with one great flash, one great fast lane, and they could get into the site pretty quick. Yeah, should be able to get on top of things fairly hastily here. And ooh, big paranoia already allowing presence up towards the A side here. Preggy and Co trying to stop them in their tracks there. Good shock dart to cut them off, but already wrapped around the other side of the site. Yeah, will be met by Vent. Going to be traded out by the Killer Bean there, and we're going to see if they can keep a clean pursuit ongoing. See 203 Neon looking to retake there towards the elbow position, but you can see Killer Bean on for 3. Beautiful start to the game overall here for Macquarie. Turkish Turret, Vent, now to try and stop this plant from coming through. So a whole minute on the clock to play with, and we'll see Macquarie slowly walking up. It's Killer Bean, but it's Vent for 2, lining up for potentially onto a third. Chase Atlantic, though, with low HP. 14 will be able to pick it up, but Vent almost made that one winnable there for the side of UTS. They sure did. My goodness, that was insane to see. Just a great use of the Sheriff into that one.
taking away 3 kills into the first round there, and definitely can track well towards many more. You know what? They're going to pick up another one just to give it their absolute best here. So very excited for maybe more kills going their way as well if their opponents want to head that direction again. But for the moment, they're just going to be holding steady and pressing up towards the beginning here.
Good trade. Killer Bean going to be spotting 203 Neon, pushing towards that market position. We're going to be seeing drone there from Cash. Nami just going to be holding for a potential push through on the B side of things. Of course, that is Vent that did find that first pick. So we'll see little very deep push here from Deathblade as well. Looking to find Nami there on the backstab. Will pull out Guardian, tapping away, but Killer Bean's there to help Nami out. Nobody will fall other than Chase and Lansik. So 2 left once again here. Preggy and Turkish Turret to try and hold down this B site. Ash has walked up through market. That's left to a Preggy. 1 versus 3 is that. Spike will go down.
Planted.
And of course, blocked off from kind of side for the moment. Will be walked up on by Cash. It's the second round to Macquarie's board now.
Listen for
Through online and feeling fine. Definitely a solid starter coming through from them there, and very eager to see if they can take more from it as well, as they are just going to slow things down for now. It's time for the bonus round, a time for UTS to introduce themselves, and you know, it's definitely going to be big pressure for them to try and deliver, try and prove themselves here, but thinking that they are going to be feeling all good coming into it right now, but going to slow things down for the moment. Big presence from UTS, honestly though, around like a link mid there. The focus from Macquarie is all towards it B.
On B, Turkish Turret fall back. That paranoia that came out from Macquarie actually blinded their 2 teammates to go to the market.
I must wait.
Doesn't matter that. They'll be able to clear out that position. And they've got control of the site. It is going to be Empress popped here for Killer Bean. They're looking to take those first initial contacts. On the side of Macquarie, we'll see Chase Atlantic pick another up. And I was going to say 2 players coming from Boba. 1 from Market. Killer Bean with another. Chase Atlantic, Ash, and Nami all attention towards Boba. This will be a quick trade there. Nami able to find another on the Turkish turret. And it will be 3rd round Macquarie. No force up here. And I was going to say I guess, bye round. 1 out by Macquarie overall.
Yeah, 3 in a row and not looking to disrupt that flow in any way, shape or form here, Mr. TwoTapTony. But we shall see if they can maintain course here, maintain consistency, as they are going to be. Jumping in to the next round ahead of us once again. Focus over through towards the midsection here. Living life in the fast lane as well. Pedaling down to see if they can catch anyone off guard. But no one's given up their position as yet. Big aggression from UTS might actually catch them here. There we go. Immediate wipe, and that's the site, but basically for free, Tone.
Yeah, site for free. Fast lane popped here by Chase and Lansik. Going to be sitting on top of the Omen smoke. Vent will be on the other side of that one. Needs to be very cautious. Dash will be charged up. 203 Neon traded. Lansik on the off angle. It is going to be a first Turkish turret now, Vent. Be able to dash up into the site. Will be another onto Nami. Looking for Ash over towards the backside of the site, but still has to deal with Skulltor over towards the front. Vent slowly trying to isolate these fights. Will find Skulltor. Now we can see Cash playing for the time, but Vent will be able to find it with the Sheriff. Has plenty of time to work with. It will be the defuse, and it will be UTS picking up a first round here.
Wow, I can't believe it. You know, solid stuff coming out from Vent there. We had, I guess, a semblance of this potential into the first round of the game, and now it's really been realized. So they're definitely going to be happy with that. And I'm happy with that too. You know, great to see UTS have put themselves onto the board. Now they're on the map. Now they got a few more guns to play around with too here. So
Let us hunt.
definitely eager for the clash ahead of us. 1 to 3, a favoring Macquarie. That could very, very quickly change.
A huge clutch from Vent. Well, it can't just be Vent doing all the heavy lifting, right? Team game at the end of the day, so eyes are on the rest of UTS to really pick it up from here. Philippine still spotting over towards Market. Sensing some aggression. Or won't go down just yet here. It's interesting to see how UTS are playing this mid portion of the map, you know. Giving up Market or 3 in a ton of these rounds, playing 1 or 2 potentially over towards top mid. For the meantime, Macquarie, they get no sort of info whatsoever. They'll send themselves over towards B.
They sure will. Into venture onwards, venture upwards, and see if they can set themselves up successfully. Do have a trapwire to consider and Turkish turret as well. Cage going up. Oh, here we go. We see Hunter's Fury coming out there. Not going to be able to get anyone at all, really, but what they are going to get is abundance of kills coming through for UTS here. Macquarie are falling apart. Oh, where do they start? Where do they end? It's going to be right here. Goodbye, farewell. It's been real, and that's a second round for UTS.
Yeah, big round there. A little bit late in the piece, maybe for Macquarie. We saw 3 stacked up in Market as Macquarie tried to walk on through. Some great trips set up there from like the Turkish turret, and well, it's going to be another round here. UTS's way.
This goes here.
Let it start to build up to. This is
a nice spot.
Macquarie. I was going to say starting to slip a little bit in the early stages. You know, 3-0 start. Now, going into this one, it will be once again aggressive control of Will taken again.
And here we go. Flowing into the round once again. Chase Atlantic posted up, ready for the peek from Vent here. Killer Bean, one in the same. Just taking it easy. Now, slowly, carefully, posing their way forward through mid, or maybe they're around. They start checking in with their teammate there. Now, enemy spotted, trying their best to shut them down. Good to force the issue, take control of mid, and force the defenders as far back as they can.
There.
See fast lane smoke towards top mid.
There.
Chase Atlantic still won't put the pressure on, but Crossfire is great here. We got Vent. We got 203 Neon holding down that Market. All up to back off here on the other side of things. Death Blade a little bit further pushed. But of course, he's the only one over towards A. Army will be able to get towards the back side of the site.
30 seconds left.
Spike plant will go. Open position for elbow and main. So this is a better position to play for the post plant. See Cash as well, ducked behind the box. Vent on top of backside box for the moment. This is a aggressive angle. And of course, for the side of Macquarie, they need to hold this one strong. Not. See how they go from here. Cash able to get 2 from the box. We'll see them walk out. It's a quick trade though from 203 Neon, but Chase Atlantic will be able to find 2 of his own. And Chase Atlantic, Cash picking up that round perfectly there for Macquarie.
Yeah, really speeding up towards the end of that one, and they are going to be able to deliver the exact result that they sought out of that one. So, really impressed with how they composed themselves into that one there, and certainly excited for what else they are going to be able to bring into the mix here, because important to note, you got 3 ults online for UTS here, almost 4 to be honest with you. Like, Fraggy, all they need is a kill, or maybe pick up some of the ult charge there around the map, and then they're going to be A-OK for that. But Macquarie only got 1 ult right now. Oh, there we go. There's the Sova ult. So UTS just have so much utility they can play off of here.
Gonna be kicking in high gear, chasing later, trying to get up to the mid, but you can see the crossfire is great, and just the call to action from the side of UTS. It will be just Vent kicking up to their HP. Stays alive, and third round, UTS is board. I was going to say, very interesting call from Macquarie to go up through top mid there. I was going to say, UTS just had the answers. Everybody rotated over.
Rotated over and ready to get all into this one. Because it ain't over till it's over. But let's see how Macquarie fare heading into this next round here. They got a few stingers, a few sheriffs. They got a few things all over the shop here. But you know what UTS don't have? They don't have Neon immediately. So great way to kick the round off from Macquarie here. You know, really kicking off with a bang. But there's more to be done as they tread their way over to the B side here, and they got defenders they need to worry about cutting off their vision. Nice work there.
Yeah, great look. On mid there, we'll be able to dismiss the safety. Now the attention's over towards B, for the likes of Macquarie. And, you know, a little bit of a limited purchase going to this one. Only a few stingers, a few sheriffs. I'll be happy to take some guns away from the side of UTS. Turkish turret. Vent. Deathblade still up. All over towards this B side of the map, so Macquarie get an inkling that the B side's a little bit more stacked than A. They can just look to rotate out. 45 seconds still, a ton of room to take, and Deathblade will be able to find Killer Bean.
Looking for more around the bend here as well. Vent prepared, ready.
30
Sway
seconds
things. Ooh, playing just around the dark cover there. Works out for two, but Skelter pulls through. 2v2 situation now. Be even less. Oh, damage no good for UTS. And Skelter tries to bless the timeline here. Play around the corner. Not going to happen. Turkish turret is locked in. And looking to see if they can lock something more down. A big shot. And there it is. It's a thrifty round coming out from Indomie and go there. Macquarie. Huge stuff.
Yeah, huge round to pick up. Thrifty for Nami. And all of Macquarie, they cheer in excitement. Beautiful round overall. I was going to say, just with the Sheriffs, they did so much damage alone that even if they didn't win that round, it was still tons of pressure felt to UTS's board. We've got light shields now, and a few forced up Vandals. This could be Macquarie looking to bounce back into this one. We'll see ultimates on the line for Neon. Killer Bean, face landing now, looking to sprint on down onto Deathblade. We'll be able to satchel away, but dismiss forward here for Killer Bean. Sobers go 1-for-1 and they'll trade out there. I was going to say, once again, more trades over towards main. It's just left to Nami now. Not even a minute into this round, and Macquarie, they try to pick up the pace after they quickly found round, but it's all gone pear-shaped. Everybody over towards his A site. Nami does have the shadows available. Can look to get out. He doesn't have to necessarily commit towards this one.
Yeah, it doesn't have to really commit towards it if they don't need to, but they get another pick here. Could be good. Oh, not going to be well timed there. The angle appears they're looking another way. So, UTS going to be happy with that one. Locking down a fourth round in their favor now. One step closer towards tying things up all the way here. You know, definitely would be great to see a 6-for-6 scoreline coming up, but who knows? You don't know till you know, and what we will know. So how these teams are going to be approaching this one, as A is looking to be the early focus here. Coming at us, and very eager to see if they can take advantage and capitalize here.
Fast lane once again. Ability on ultimate pops, and it will be Deathblade. Take it out early here, we'll see. Chase Atlantic now walk up. Damage has been dealt onto 203. Egon has a little bit of chip damage there into the smoke. Sober still able to live for the moment, but will be taken out by Nami. The plant will go down. It's Turkish turret and Vent now to try and retake here. And maybe a teleport. There you can see Ash holding a nice little off angle over towards main, so it's going to be hard for Turret to clear this one. We'll be looking to walk it up with Vent. Slowly but surely, clearing every single position.
Last
Up
player
in the
standing.
front. It's going to be Skulls finding that one perfectly. Cash not able to collect on that one. That was a free trade for him. 23 HP. Nami will be able to shut it down. No clutch this time for Vent. It will be 6 rounds here for Macquarie.
That it will. So, going to be able to lock down their path towards the halfway point here. Any round from this one will just be them securing a victory into the half at a bare minimum. So, certainly curious to see if UTS can kind of bring themselves back, albeit their economy is in the dumps at the moment. But, you know, there's always hope. There's always hope, especially considering they've got the Blade Sword online now and are looking to give even more than just that into the endeavor. But all the shadows coming out from Macquarie here. Good information gatherer. Speaking of, Neon, one of the same trades out in the beginning there, and you know exactly where the spike's going.
Spike planted, one spotted market. Eye goes out. Clear in towards market. Will be chasing landing, able to trade it, but a Preggy for 2. That's all Shiro. UTS able to bounce back on a lighter by themselves and find the retake into that one. Double. Preggy was perfect, and of course giving over the halfway defuse. Neural Theft online now for Turkish Turret going into the final round of this first half, and well,
Last
to
round before the
UTS,
switch.
and I was going to say Macquarie,
Nothing will be
both teams
saved up.
really fighting tit for tat at the moment.
Yeah, really going blow for blow, aren't they, Tone? And definitely keen to see if they are going to be able to give even more heading into the final round of the half here. Final opportunity.
goes
The
here.
final moment as
Yes.
we prepare ourselves for battle once
This is
again.
my spot.
Teams are seeking to rattle each other up, and away we go. The gates are open. We're back into the mix here, and already Deathblade pulls ahead, but Macquarie respond twofold.
Able to quickly pick up trades there necessary. Skullsword will be able to take up control. Elbow. All those thorns. And we'll go once again. Open sight here for Mike's Macquarie. 203 Neon. No, will be able to come through. Back like they never left. Will be able to be rezzed here. Now it's just up to Chase Atlantic in the 2 versus 1. Able to find one on the clone, but unfortunately can't get out of there before Turkish Turret will swing. That will be UTS. The final of the half, and explosive retake. Not even allowed to get into positions there for Macquarie. And, well, we go even to close out this first half, Matt. And the scorelines for you, 16-8 for Vent. Pretty convincing first half out of them. It'll be 13-9, not far behind. And, this is I was gonna say a very important pistol. It feels like for Macquarie, the way that they find these momentum rounds, but then the momentum shifts immediately back to UTS.
Yeah, it shifts back in their favor, and very curious if they are going to be able to garner more attention coming into the next one now. Obviously, with the side switched, it means that the game is going to go a whole other place into this one, and definitely excited for what's to come as hold back up for the moment. UTS pressing their way straight up towards the market there. Ready to see if they can purchase anything, but they may be purchasing is the entry to the killing zone here on towards the B side, as they've already traded 1 for 1, and the spike will go down.
Craigie concussed up there towards the side, and it will be Jason Lansing walking up. It is just going to be Vent. 1 versus 4. It's been done before. First one to be found. Ashes across, missed shots from Nami, so now double for a second there from Vent. But Jason Lansing will be able to pick it up. A little bit of a scary one for Macquarie. Missed shots, and 3 for Vent. Going to be going up to now 19-9. Half charge the ultimate already.
Remember, bullets hurt. Gotta
Of course, fight plant well secured for UTS, so potentially thinking about the force here with the sheriffs and the full armor.
Yeah, I reckon you could be seeing something of that nature. You know, it looks like the pondering on it, but don't know if they're going to go fully into that direction as they stick back. Sheriff's in hand. They do have the light armor available, but that's about all that they are going to be bringing into the fold there. So everyone else A-okay with their position. Maybe into the next round ahead of us, though, that could be a different story. But now I'm going to stick it back for the moment. Pressure established towards market there, and maybe more to follow. Killer Bean good to open the account and looks for more, but they are traded back. Nice fadeaway shot.
Beautiful shot for a Preggy. Art reveals Skull Talk. Trying to play safe for Turkish Turret, slowly walking up. Plant will go down here. Spike secured. And 3 versus 4, all the lights. Make it 4 versus 2, sorry. Deathblade already finding Nami. And the other 2 trapped behind this market smoke. It will be Cash walking out with the stinger. And of course, Jason Lansing still waiting for a potential second swing to come through market way.
Right here.
Cash slowly approaching up. Does spot Turkish turret there, but doesn't know Deathblade's on this box. A quick trade will come out. Jason Lansing now trying to slide on through. Does hit the Sheriff's shot. Doesn't hit in second though. Deathblade perfectly timed with the nades. And it will be 7-7. Close round there. Beautifully picked up though by the side of UTS.
Yeah, solid stuff coming out from them there. They are going to be able to tie things up. 7 for 7 now. One more step deeper into this journey, into this series here. And I reckon we're going to get more great rounds, more great games for that matter, delivered to us very, very soon. But time to get into this one right now. Round 15 ahead of us. And it's time to see who will take the early presence. As Chase Atlantic already pushing up, trying to get some shots in. Doesn't work out.
One enemy remaining.
We could find more from UTS as Macquarie basically 100 to 0.
Yeah, everybody going the blink of an eye, trying to get aggressive down mid, just doesn't pay off. Vent.
Flawless.
Cash, and we'll take Cash out quickly there. Plant will be secured at the end of the round, just for the credits. And we'll see 8 rounds now. UTS now start to take a little bit of a lead going into the early stages of the second half. We'll see a purchase though once again from Macquarie. This is a very important round for them. We can't be seeing them get too over aggressive on this defense side, but unfortunately the way their character composition allows them to take more fights, you probably want to see them get aggressive.
Yeah, you'd certainly hope so, wouldn't you? We'll see if they are going to be looking to take things into their own hands there, take that aggression up a notch into this as they look to stick back for the moment. UTS just waiting for their utility to clear the path, so to speak, before they really start to take these aggressive strides through. But for the moment, still just considering their options. They do have most of their squad towards the A side here. One lurking around just outside the mid link there, and the other one just outside of B. So the focus is still technically A, with those outliers there as a backup option.
Smoke's lined up. One way set up by Nami for Chase and Lansing. So that will dissipate. Go through Neon, walking through elbow for the moment, but Spike, hands of Deathblade, looking to wrap all the way back through spawn. Potentially over towards B now. Sven trying to potentially sense out a little bit of an inkling of something. On the way as well from the Blades. We'll see rotation. Killer Bean will be able to take out a lurk, but that's drawn rotation from Macquarie, so onto the side, UTS will be able to walk it up. Hunter's Fury comes out here from Cash, but it will not do anything. Skulser will be able to find Vent before the swing. 3 versus 5 now here. Macquarie can look to retake this one.
Look to take it back, look to see if they can launch this counter-attack as fall back. Ooh, big util doesn't get the opening kill though. Trading straight back. One in the same. Looking for even more around the corner here. Slow and steady. And there we go. Kills coming in. And there is going to be more greatness on its way through here. Macquarie are online.
Beautiful retake there from the side of Macquarie. Will be tied up scoreline once again, 8-8, but now we'll see few ultimates online. We'll see a tactical timeout here. Macquarie, even though they won that round, it wasn't the cleanest, right? I was going to say they kind of over-rotated Nami and Chase Atlantic over towards that A site, and then B was just kind of free for the taking. So Deathblade, Vent were able to walk it up. Yeah, Macquarie feeling a sense of urgency because still, I was going to say these rounds have been back and forth. I was going to say 2 from the likes of UTS, and then Macquarie were able to pick one up. It was very much as well the same in that first half, a little bit more 1-1, except opposed to the 2-1. But yeah, ultimates online here for UTS. A very important round for Macquarie. Their credits aren't looking too great either, Matt.
No, not looking too great at all, to be honest. Like, they only have really enough to, I guess, spy, kind of, into this round. It's not going to be the grandest by either. Like, they're going to be really trying to scrounge something together if they do want something into this one. So, bit of a tough one there, Mr. Tony, but let's see how this round goes as we have hit the unpause now, just into the freeze time. But as we wait our way in, it is time to get back into the fray, ready to see which way these two teams are going to go. Is it going to be UTS going to clean things up and take a clean approach over through to B, or will it be Quarry going to lock them out?
It's a quick one from Deathblade. We see Nami struggled for space there in Market. Beautiful clear there from Vent. Now look to split up on towards B. Not to deal with Skullsaw, but is stuck behind a cage. And it is going to be swung by Vent with blades. Looking to peek for a little bit more. Chase Atlantic on the edge of that smoke.
Spike planted.
203 Neon was able to trade it out to Killer Bean. Stuck towards mid. 4 players here from UTS to deal with too. This is not the way Macquarie wanted to find the round after the pause came through. We'll see the double hold here. Deathblade ends. 203 Neon posted up, and that's what you want to see, right? A double hold for a potential push in from Killer Bean, but Killer Bean thinking a little bit differently. Wants to kind of exit here, hold some players walking out through Market potentially. He's clearing every single spot. Just checking everything right now. Heard the noise. 203 Neon will be taking out Killer Bean. That's 9 rounds UTS.
Hard work pays dividends for them there. They are going to be able to take control of the lead here. Speed ahead into the rest of their endeavors, and very excited for what they are going to be able to maneuver through here, what they're going to be able to navigate into the mix here, as there's going to be plenty more to consider. But through the considerations, 3 ults for UTS, 1 available for Macquarie here, so going to be a tough spot that Macquarie are placed in, at least with that for the moment. But they are going to do the best they can to try and overwhelm here. Like, Macquarie only have the 1 player. Well, now they've wrapped both over to A, so they face a bit more difficulty getting on site.
Face a little bit of difficulty. Deathblade though. Here comes the party. Showstopper is out. Find a player. Will spot Chase Atlantic off the Hunter's Fury. We'll sink it deep there. We've got UTS now playing for control, but still fighting the fights. It's 203 Neon onto Nami. Quick trade though for Skullsaw. Phantom's picked up. And of course, Cash trying to walk up. Spotted by Vent there. He left Skullsaw just being faced by 3 players there. I have to give credit to UTS, right? They're playing these positions together if they are holding spots aggressively.
Yeah, agreed. You know, they're definitely playing around one another, and it's working out great. Like, they're able to communicate exactly how they want to approach this map, exactly how they want to play in this round, and it's working out wonderfully for them. You know, they're able to synergize super duper well, and just able to adapt on the fly, and I think that's going to be pretty important for every team into the league here, you know, to really give it their best. But BkWhatOCE, we are getting it back into the fray now. Time for the barriers to dissipate. Time for the fight to battle on once again.
Once again, it'll be control of a lobby taken for the side of UTS. This time, have actually drawn one more player over on the side of Macquarie. We'll see. Double elbow stack here. Deathblade finding cash though in the meantime. Great shots coming out, but great shots back from UTS. And it will be potential for the take here, but they still have to deal with Chase Atlantic walking it up. Will drop the spike, turns on to Deathblade, but that's 3 for them in the round. 203 Neon will fall. That was the Clove ultimate pop, so it's a 1 versus 1. Skulltor versus Deathblade, and Deathblade's on the rotate out here. Skulltor might have an inkling of this, because hasn't heard the spike plant just yet. Hasn't been faced either by Deathblade. This is a great call. Deathblade's going to be walking up through top middle here. Has to be cautious. Skulltor deep in the spawn side. Deathblade needs to be a little bit quicker. Get away scot-free. Skulltor's got no idea. He can't hear him. The plant will go down over towards B. Skulltor. Now he knows.
Thorns activated.
My goodness, now they know. If you don't know now, you know. And they are looking to steal the show here, looking to give it their absolute best. Time ticking down. They're creeping around the corner. Still got a bit more. Haven't been spotted just yet. They're gonna... Oh, there it is. They've spotted the gun barrel and spotted the player, and they will be able to claim that kill. Claim this on. And really solid stuff coming out from them there.
Yeah, big round there. Skulltor able to spot the gun barrel. Deathblade just not too as tucked as he probably would have thought, and it's an unfortunate round to give up, because Deathblade, he got the read right. He rotated over to B for free, knowing that Skulltor wasn't there holding for that position, and then Plant probably could have just sat main or market. Even like all the way deeper mid. I was going to say just the space that Deathblade was allowed to control if he wanted to, but huge round to pick up for Macquarie. Vi's ultimate online as well here for Skulltor. Army as well from the shadows. The only ultimates up here in terms of anybody. I was going to say one away from the Empress as well to kill the Beam. Yeah, rough one to lose. You know, just when you thought UTS are on the victory lap, they're, 10 rounds, potentially looking for the 11th, but you can see Macquarie and, of course, UTS a little bit still even, back and forth.
Yeah, just a real seesaw effect, isn't it? What goes up must come down, and it feels like that's the way these rounds are going at the moment, isn't it? Both teams are able to find, I guess, their semblance of momentum, but if things keep going like this, Tony, we could see ourselves placed into a very difficult predicament where we end up in OT or something crazy just like that. There's definitely a lot of possibilities which could be tapped into here, but I got to say, coming out of this series, I've been impressed with how competitive it's been overall so far. They're definitely switched on. You can tell that they are focused, mean business into this. And yeah, I'm just excited to see who's actually going to be able to take it in the end.
Yeah, it should be an exciting one. I was going to say, I guess, we looked at this one on paper, all right, UTS have been playing pretty good. Macquarie's also been looking pretty good week to week, but I wasn't expecting it this close. I was like, oh, maybe like a 13-7, it's definitely still favored towards UTS just with the way that they've been playing recently. And I was going to say, as we, spoke to Turkish Turret multiple times, it's been a lot of the comfort picks for them. And I was going to say, it's really worked out, all the comfort picks that they've been brought to the table. But yeah, this is, Killer Bean really having a great game. Vent as well, firing off on all cylinders. And it's a battle of the top of the table at the moment as well. Chase Atlantic pretty high up there as well with the 16 and 14. Normally you see Chase Atlantic the one with the explosive numbers, but, happy to share that with Killer Bean. Turkish Turret as well up there at 16 to 12. So both of these teams very evenly matched. I was going to say not too much, being slacked upon here by either side.
No, nobody's really slipping, are they? They're really able to build themselves up to be as great as they can be. You know, definitely powering up their game there, and keen to see if they are going to bring more of that energy into the rest of this endeavor, because they're in quite the spot. You know, every round counts for something big, especially at this point in the game. So they can't afford to slip by any means here. But I think there's, you know, especially with the way that last round was going there, I think there's definitely a deeper potential that hasn't yet been fully realized. I think that, you know, we've seen some potential, but just have to see that get tapped into these last few rounds here, as we jump back into the game right now, and it's time to get down to business.
A very important one. The way the standings sit, right? UTS pretty high up there. Macquarie looking for another win on their board, and on 10-9 here on Sunset, feels very much like UTS want to close this one out pretty quickly, because Macquarie, you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. So UTS, though, walk up onto the site for free with the smokes to cover. And, of course, this is an interesting thing to note as well about the compositions, right? Macquarie don't have a Sentinel. They don't have anyone to kind of just lock down that one with tripwires or turrets, for example, of course, with the Killjoy turret. And it's just all really going to be Macquarie walking up. And here's going to be some quick trades here. No crossfires are established, but they are shut down quickly. It is going to be Nami for 3. And here's going to be Macquarie bouncing back to this one and tying up the scoreline once again.
There you go. That's the seesaw again, Tony. You know, swing one way and then comes right back towards the other. So, definitely looking good so far. Looking great even, and very eager to see what else they are going to be able to cook up out of this one. You know, that's big pressure on both of these teams to really give it their best, try and see if they can manage to break past one another, and it's getting more and more pressure built up as these rounds progress. But speaking of pressure, it's looking to be elevated towards the B site this time, so preparing to see if they can exploit that angle and struggle their way through.
Yeah, it's again another hit towards B. That, I guess, a pseudo lockdown Sentinel. They do have a Sentinel. I correct myself from last round. It is, of course, the Vise. Shear was triggered, so the wall will go up. That will block, actually, the approach from UTS. And they'll have to walk it out here. Turkish turret, of course, over towards Piles with the lurk. Will be able to catch out Cash there. A little bit of an aggressive swing and a hold there from Cash. Meantime, though, chasing Lancey Killer Bean. Aggressive double up position here towards main. This is going to be a very important fight. The Turkish turret will try to win on out. Slide on through, but quick trade though from Ven. Over towards the A site, we'll see UTS take it. They have to be dealing with Skeletor in just a second. Nami as well on this quick flank. But it won't be able to find anyone there. Preggy will be able to put the spike down. 203. Neon caught in the reload or something? Losing that one out to Nami. 3 versus 1 here.
3 versus 1. Can they get it done? That's going to be tested right here, right now. Nami. Oh, it's looking grim. Hiding around the corner. Paranoia comes through. Good bait there. Can allow them to seek some further ground. But I mean, items ticking here. And they are going to tick out of the round. So it's going to be all done and dusted, Mr. Tony. And let's see if they're going to be able to take maybe more.
That was a very interesting round, right? They popped all of the Vise utility over towards B and then slowed it down. Played for the picks there over towards the A site, and unfortunately there for Killer Bean and Jason Lancic, the double stack there just didn't quite pay off. The timing was a little bit off there. Nami as well trying to get that flank in just a fraction too late, and we'll see UCS really capitalize off of that one.
Yeah, they certainly did, and I reckon there's going to be more where that came from, as we have sorted out that mid presence once again now. So far, so good up to the top of mid, and Could be even better. Neon now finding an opening. Might have to wrap around the corner here towards A-Link. They want to sink things down, but they're looking to set their course up the alley. No one's found their way to them, but if they go for a bit of a split here, they can get some flanky potential. Ooh, could be good, but it's not going to be good enough. Not at all.
Yeah, 2 versus 4 now here. Deathblade and Freggy trying to pick up the pieces of what felt like a round that should have gone Macquarie's way just with the split that 203 Neon had through that spawn side. Mostly Omen. Paranoia come through, and Freggy can't really see all too much, and it's Killer Bean. Jason Lansick picking up 11 here for Macquarie, and once again this round goes back and forth, Matt. Still potential for that overtime. Empress online here for Killer Bean. We'll see Showstopper as well available for Deathblade, so ultimates of high impact here for both sides as well. We'll see Stinger purchase because of that ult available for Deathblade. But Macquarie, very good round of pickup for themselves.
Ooh, there's more where that came from, Tony. More to be delivered. Here we go. Showstopper coming in. They're going to be shut down. Deathblade offline immediately now. Looking to see if they can press their way up into more as well. But they aren't looking to outstay their welcome there. They've got 2 picked up out of that endeavor. And they can just hold back and be patient for the moment.
2 or 3 on though. Still trying to take space back up there. Chase Atlantic. Quick trade. Over towards mid. We'll see Vent potentially sway. Nami, though, be holding on that line pretty deeply. Top smoke. Yeah, a spot Vent on the swing. Nami will play further back position, up to play a little bit safer into that one, knowing they can't give up the ones to UTS right now. They hold 2-man advantage. They still have an inkling spikes over towards A. Turkish turret. Again, forced to clear both. Crossfire angles here. We'll see Chase and Lansing posted on the line. Shot. This is going to hit. Fast lane goes up.
One enemy
Chase and Lansing will fall back to elbow. Quick trade though from Vent.
30 seconds
Towards
left.
the site, but it's just Vent. With 25 seconds here. Fake taps once here, trying to draw out any of the players, but they're slowly waiting for this plant to be fully stuck. Paranoia on top. It's going to be Chase and Lansing flying through to take Vent out, and it is 12. Match point here for Macquarie.
Match point. Gotta go.
My goodness. Tony, can you believe what we're seeing here? Match point locked in. And are very eager to see if they are going to be able to take it one step further or whether it could go into uncharted waters. It could go all the way on this one. But that's going to be up to UTS to prove themselves, I suppose, right here, right now. Coming into the round ahead of us, as everybody has to really give it their best into this one. You know, already the Bladestorm going to be online for UTS. They're just trying to see if they can bolster their offensive capabilities and to give so much more. But making it more, the utility from Macquarie is making sure that no more personnel are going to be able to slip through at all.
It's a aggressive hold of market, but great call to make, especially with the fact that they know that UTS are going to be a little bit weaker on the purchase, so they're going to be looking to take up space more than long-range engagements. Re-smoke from Nami towards market door. Chase Atlantic. Going to be jump spotting there over towards top mid, because, well, for the meantime, UTS could be anywhere. Target hit, though. Nami spotted on that one, immediately picked up there. 203 Neon, able to find another with the help of a Preggy. There will be 2 picks found, and they will storm their way into the site with the blades. It is going to be up to just Killer Bean now. We'll see. Might take it, another goes, and Ben will find it. It's overtime here on Sunset.
Switching sides.
Cannot
Overtime.
believe my eyes, Tony. We have managed to ace our way into overtime, and this is the first map of the night. My gosh, I can't believe it. Cannot believe what is happening here, and definitely eager to see what else they are going to be able to do. As we prepare ourselves for the next step of this endeavor. Will we see some power built up? Will we see some steps towards a victory acclaimed? Or are we going to see everything go down in flames?
Cover going out.
Back and forth a bit. Doesn't end in regulation. Will potentially for an OT here. They will break the door early. There's clove smoke. So going to stop them seeing anything for the moment. Push in through A main doesn't pay off. 203 Neon is picked apart. Now Deathblade's call to action here on the rotate. Doesn't have the bomb bot or the paint shells, just the satchels left. That's the fight against 5 players here. They're not going to clear it for the moment, but Sculptor will be able to find it. Unfortunate miss there from Deathblade. We'll now see Macquarie walk up onto the side, and it's going to be a double swing from Bev looking for the spray down, but it will be traded out by Nami. Turkish Turret able to find one back. 2 versus 2 now ensues. Turkish Turret's not done with this one yet. Shock Dart lands on a killer beam. Turkish Turret now to fight against Nami. It's down to the 1 versus 1. Teleport on top of where Pregi's looking. Nami, that's an unfortunate blunder. Pregi will pick up the first round of overtime here for UTS.
My ult is ready.
Wow. Wow, oh well, Tony. I can't believe what we have just witnessed right then and there.
Switching sides.
Going to be
Match point.
really bringing life back into the server here for UTS, and very eager to see what else they are going to be able to do. Will they be able to take further rounds ahead, or will it be Macquarie jumping back online here, as everything is going to be proven, everything is going to be tested once we get into this next big round. One big thing I already noticed, though, is the Odin is online for one of our rosters, so that could be the big difference maker, Tone.
And, interesting investment. Vents, it's about to say 31 kills, making it 32, maybe 33, but will be traded out by Chase and Lancic. Now needs to be a little bit more cautious. 203 Neon over towards top middle, take it out. Pregi's looking to walk it up. Great paranoia though from Nami, stops them from taking any more space. We'll see it draw quiet here though. Deathblade, Pregi have wrapped up through market into Boba. And well, for Chase and Lancic, needs to be a little bit careful here. Nami has pushed all the way through main. On the other side of things, the other 2 players retreat over towards the A site.
Taking it nice and steady. Nice and easy here. Just looking to bide their time onto this one. Macquarie still have the player advantage for the moment. They may yet be able to hold true, as they've taken a lot of space here. You know, a lot of map control has been earned by them. They don't know where they could possibly be, but they're going to figure that out real quick when the spike goes down, aren't they? And that could be straight into the retake motion, as they're already starting to put things together. And here we go, Tone.
Spike planted. I'm out of here.
Spike planted, Chase Atlantic gonna group up. Everybody over towards A main here for Macquarie. For the likes of UTS, it's a Pregi. Turkish Turret, Deathblade. Free to hold it down here and potentially claim this one for UTS. It will be the crossfire. Pregi traded by Turkish Turret, but it's now up to Deathblade. 1 versus 2. The Odin spam comes out, but Deathblade will be able to pick up cash. Pulls out the paint shells down to 21. Nami in a clutch scenario once again as Deathblade. Paint shells down to 27. Nami looks to stick the defuse here. Deathblade's got no idea. Nami's got it. Perfect smoke clove cover, and Deathblade has no clue. It goes another round. We'll see another overtime.
Switching sides.
Oh my goodness,
Overtime.
can you believe it, Tony? We are running the gauntlet on this one. We are going the distance, and definitely keen to see just how far this one is going to go, as we are looking to get even more madness into this one. But I think it is the perfect timing for this timeout as well, Tony. I think that definitely important to take advantage of moments like these.
Absolutely. Let Deathblade sit on the blunder. That is just a stick coming out of Nami. Just absolute confidence in the play there to get them back into this one. I was going to say it felt down and out. Deathblade with some great trades there. And as well, the paint shells doing some good damage. It's going to be long tactical here. Macquarie, again, we're now after 15. Matt, it's the magic number.
Yeah, sounds good to me. And see what else they are going to be able to do as we jump in to the game once again. And let's see what they can achieve out of this one. So taking it easy, taking it slow so far. Looking to see if they can flow something together towards the midsection. Already looking to ping things out there for each other and see exactly where they want to go. But UTS, they're doing a great job as well, I'd say, you know, just taking a more cautious and calculated approach here, just looking to take it easy for the moment and wait for their opponents in Macquarie to come to them.
Yeah, they're just going to be waiting. Triple stack around market here for UTS. Macquarie. Of course, the luxury getting to start this attack side to kick off this second overtime. Great drone coming out there from Cash. Trying to break wires set up here, but we'll see 203 Neon immediately call to action on the swing. Able to take out Cash. They're still trying to walk up onto this site, but they have to secure themselves in positions. There'll be trades there towards Boba. Vent hasn't been cleared out for the moment, so looking to help out his fellow comrade. There will be Killer Bean trading it onto a Breggy. Vent will fall to Nami. Deathblade now. Once again, a clutch scenario. Against 2 this time. Teleport comes out. The plane's brought down, and Deathblade will pick up the clutch this time. It will be 3 in the rounds, and that is unfortunate. Maybe a little miscommunication. That spike should have been down.
Wow. I'm speechless. I can't believe what we've just witnessed, Tony, and it is going to put UTS ahead into this one. I'm very excited for what they are going to be able to deliver here, as things are looking great for them at the moment. But let's see if they are going to be able to hold down the fort here and give it their absolute best as press up into the round ahead of us once again. Now UTS are trying their best to split through mid towards the B side there. They could get caught, to be honest, but they're not going too close towards any waters, it would seem. But as I say that already, trades coming out to kick off the round.
Yeah, snappy Deathblade starting to come alive in this overtime. Well, spot chasing Lancing on the fast lane. As well to follow suit. Needs to be careful. Nami over towards market. Great swing to come out, but they've over-rotated here potentially from Macquarie. We'll see Turkish Turret walk it up. Clear out towards the site. Yeah, Cash hasn't spotted Turkish Turret either, so this is a pretty easy take for the likes of UTS. Was Cash not really gonna go for a swing just yet until the plant secures by a Preggy. 3 versus 4. Make it 3 versus 3. Beautiful timing there for Ved.
Fantastic work coming through from them there, and we're going to see if they can do more at this stage as well, Tony, as right back up for a second here. Here we go. Trying to speed things up. Play straight around it. 3v3 situation. Best team take it away, and big shots coming out. That's going to be that, Tony. It's UTS, a 15-13 in that one. A fantastic work coming in from them. Wow, at long last, we managed to blast our way through, and the series comes to a close.
Yeah, crazy one at that. 15-13 first game here to kick off the night, Matt, and props to Macquarie. They definitely made UTS work for that one, but checking out the scoreboard here, 35 kills there for Vet. First Bloods at 4. Killer Bean with 8. I was going to say all of the First Bloods went Macquarie's way overall. I was going to say 8 out of Killer Bean alone is an insane statistic to look at, but yeah, UTS, they were really able to come alive there when it matters most. Deathblade in some clutch scenarios. Lost out in the first one, but was able to redeem himself with a 1 versus 3 to really bring that one across the line there for UTS.
Yeah, great momentum shifter, honestly, coming through from them there. You know, I think that that's the little booster that they needed to get them over the line, and they definitely took advantage. It paid dividends, and they did manage to claim the series in the end. But my goodness, what a series it was. And that was only the first one of the night, Tone. It felt like we were watching like the final series of the night based on how close that one was for the time being there. And yeah, just really impressed with how both teams composed themselves and very eager to see how things go as it's time to introduce Turkish Turret. Welcome
Hi
back.
guys. Yep, it's good to be back.
Yeah. Just to bring in the good vibes all round. Love to see it. And I guess, yeah, coming into that series, were you expecting it to go as closely as it did?
Honestly, no. Like it did get pretty close there. We had to like clutch up a few rounds. Some of our players like 1v4s, you know, but yeah, it did get really close.
And I guess I was going to say I want to pick your brain a little bit with it being so close. What are did the comms get a little bit frantic towards the middle there? It was like 10-9 at some stage, and you guys kind of, I guess, slipped a little bit there, and Macquarie were able to bring it back. It went into a pause. How were the comms like going into some of those more tenser situations?
Our comms were completely fine. It was just more so our plays, like telling people, oh, just to chill out, stop solo pushing, just like more so that kind of stuff. But yeah, no, comms were pretty calm throughout the whole game, I'd say.
Yeah, that's great to see. And I guess coming into the last play there, you know, the big clutch coming into that second last round, like,
Yep.
do you feel like that was the nail in the coffin, so to speak? Do you feel like that
100%.
was the moment of activation?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Our comms there were like, we just started all yelling, just like cheering for it. But yeah, that was definitely the nail in the coffin.
No, that's great to hear. You know, it's always a big player that's going to be able to take things over the edge. So great to see you guys capitalized and you got the big reward, the big victory in the end. So big props to you and your team for taking it away there. Well earned, I gotta say. Well earned.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pleasure to have you on board, and I expect we'll probably see you again.
Yep, hopefully.
All right, catch you later. Great to have Turkish Turret in once again there, Tony. You know, he's been a consistent guest on the show, and yeah, just always a pleasure to have him.
Yeah, it feels part of the furniture at this stage. I was going to say, we're always talking to Turkish Turret, and he's always a great interview there. But yeah, that's an interesting game. I was going to say that shakes up the standings a little bit. I was going to say UTS still kind of keep their place on top of the standings, but Matt, that was just one game. We've still got plenty more action, and we'll check out the next one. It's UOM versus Monash, and this one probably going to be as close as that one, I feel.
Yeah, you reckon? 15-13 again?
Maybe not overtime. Maybe not overtime.
No. I reckon we go 2018, Tony.
2018?
Yeah.
That's a lot of rounds.
Hey. You deserve them, Tony. You know, you've been eating
2
good.
full games.
Yeah, you've been eating good with this VALORANT stuff. You need a 2018 game, all right? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe we take it 2020, you know, and go 22-20. No, we're gonna go crazy with it. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see what these teams are gonna bring, Tone. But speaking of the teams, who's playing tonight?
Yeah, for the side of UOM, it will be Moon, Shay1, Buck, Paranoia, and Live. For the side of Monash, it will be Jolt, Depth Try, Mini, Iceman, and Wads. We'll get to see probably Wads back on the chamber. I was going to say, you know, we've seen Monash rock that one quite well. We'll have, of course, you know, a few of the members back in as well for this evening. Did get to see Depth Try last week, so, you know, the Clove felt missing here for Monash. But, of course, for the side of UOM, very keen to see what they bring to the table this evening, because, you know, I feel like UOM's been the hotly contested team. They're very, very strong on paper, and I've definitely showed it in the server, as we'll check out the vetoes here, Matt.
Look at this. It's going to be Haven Band, Icebox, Bind, Corrode, Sunset, and Ascent, leaving us on to Lotus. So, great to see 2 different maps so far, Tony. You know, we've started off pretty comfortably, I'd say, and yeah, very happy to see that we're going in a solid direction. It's good.
Yeah, no, don't mind Lotus. as I said, you know, 3-site map, pretty prominent to rotate,
Yep.
I was going to say. And we'll definitely see, I guess, a little bit more focus towards the Sentinel play out of both of these teams, I was going to say. That last one lacked a little bit of Sentinel pressure, but I was going to say, you know, double dwarf's always good. I definitely expect to see a raise from either of these teams. Paired with a Fade, I was going to say that's kind of the tried and trusted duo when you see a Lotus map in the rotation. But I was going to say, as well, a few of these teams can play a few different things. We've seen, I believe, a Yoru recently on a map like Lotus. So Yoru always one to look out for. But yeah, definitely expect to see Fades and, of course, Razors paired up here.
100%. Yeah, couldn't agree more there, Tone. And now we're going to be getting into it. And so do I wonder what they are going to be able to pick out of this one. I reckon they're going to go on the correct path ahead of us, but Viper is going to be the first one locked down.
Yeah, Viper on Lotus is an interesting one. Normally you see Clove in this situation. That's why we'll see Monash hover that one. But yeah, UOM could look to play, I guess, the Clove and the Viper, or Viper Omen. I was going to say, double controller on a map like Lotus isn't too bad. Normally we see, of course, though, a lot of different things. Lotus is one of those maps that allows a little bit of strategic depth. And, of course, we already see the Fade lock in. We'll see Fade hovered here by Jolt. We'll see Mini lock in the Yoru. So, the potential for some cheeky little teleport plays out of Mini should be good. Of course, a Neon here for Chaewon. So, yeah, UOM, very different composition in terms of, I guess, a little bit difference in terms of how they want to play this defensive side. But we'll see what's back in the chamber. Clove locked in here. So double controller for the likes of UOM and Moon. Bringing out that Cypher to play.
Yeah, great to see that they are looking to lock in whatever they can here. You know, they're playing straight into the Yoru pick there. You know, I think things have been good, Tone. Things have been good. Great even. And eager to see the dimensional drift get activated as soon as possible. You know, I think that's always a fun one to take a bit of space there, kind of claim a bit of territory in order to play very invasively, you know.
And we'll go into the buy phase here. UOM versus Monash for your second game. And, of course, it is going to be an interesting one. We'll see the side of Monash start attack. And likes of UOM will get to start defense. So, feels like a little bit better of a, I guess, a start for the likes of UOM. They'll get to really feel out where they want to play this Viper. As we'll see, of course, for the side of Monash. It will be aggressive control over towards logs. And early satchel coming out. Early paint shells. Chaewon, though, able to take up space over towards rubble. And, well, for side of Monash, they'll happily give up that one with all of the control taken by the defenses. They'll opt to rotate out. Immediate call to action over towards B now. Wire is set up here. Live up on Heaven. Paranoia is able to take out Su. Second trade, though. Buck will be fighting two of their own. Paranoia out through vet with the rest of the teammates. And Wads now. 1 versus 2, low HP, and it will be Buck. 4-3. And that will be first round over to the likes of UOM. And I was going to say, Buck picking up 3. Good stuff for them. They'll get the credits necessary to bring out the Aries here.
Ooh. The Aries. We love to see it. Love a bit of Aries, you know?
My favorite music artist.
Yeah. Conversations. Never get enough. Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
I'll find you.
Rolling snake eyes on this one, and definitely eager to see what they are going to be able to do into this round, Mr. TwoTapTony, as they are sticking it out nice and carefully into the early game here. But we'll see what Buck can do, as they are looking to just slow their road for the moment. Just see if they want to take it nice and steady towards C, or maybe they can wrap things up towards the A side instead. But for the moment, they claim the capture orb, and we'll get one more tick towards their ultimate. So that's going to be a solid start, I'd say. But, you know, it's slow and steady into this one. They only have just under a minute to go. And considering they haven't taken much space at all, really, I'm kind of worried for how the rest of this round will go for them.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Very slow take out of the side of Monash. We'll see Prowler from Buck get some info there. Then we'll see the hit come through.
left.
Viper Wall on towards the door there. So Buck is pretty good to set up for at least
down A.
one. Iceman able to trade it out though. With the Bombot clearing up some space. Step try able to find another from main. Player spotted over towards the vent. Moon's on the rotation. And we'll see a slow plant come through though, but it will be plant secured for the likes of Monash. Wads now with this pistol to play with. Needs to find that shot. Paranoia with the Guardian. We'll be able to find Wads, but we'll see Iceman and now Mini in the mix. Decayed down to 13. Paranoia knows that Mini's here. Great call. Great call to action there. Tap on towards the defuse.
One enemy
Mini,
remaining.
he's playing for the time. He's just trying to find this shot. He knows that Paranoia is low. Paranoia knows that they're low as well. Defuse is fully coming out. Mini's going to go for the swing, but timing doesn't pay off. It's live, thankfully, to hold that one down with the healthier of HP, and it will be second round over to the likes of UOM.
If they can take some more space here, it's time for them to be tested and time for them to invest more into the round, as they are going to be looking to give it their absolute best right now. 2 rounds favoring UOM, and now you could see Monash open the account and get themselves onto the board here, as already going to be phased out by a bit of util into this one. Let's see if they can spill ahead. Take it nice and steady towards that C site there. But there we go. Bomb body going to come out. Already activating the screens there. No shots are going to be taken to connect just yet. And they're going to force the UOM side back off to the waterfall and hole sections.
Now they'll play it for main. Wads will be able to catch the flank there on a Che one. It's a great setup for the side of Monash now. As you said, stuck towards waterfall here. Paranoia trying to look to walk it up. There will be a trade back from Jolt. That try as well getting in the mix. Iceman up on the high ground here. It's a hard angle to clear for if you're the likes of UOM now. So we'll see a team ace across the board. Beautifully picked up there on the side of Monash.
That they will. So going to be able to activate, get themselves on a line here, and feeling very good about it. Big confidence has been built up there, and definitely eager to see what else they are going to be able to achieve into this one. As we push on, it's time for round number 4.
Time to jump.
Take this. Gotta go.
And we'll see. J1, early utility over there towards tree.
Gotta go.
And, I was going to say a very important position to hold for both sides, right? I was going to say for the defense, they can get that orb early if they want to play for that tree control. But I was going to say defense is going to fall back this time around. Tree going to be taken up by the likes of Monash. We'll see Iceman lead the charge. Spike in their hands, so probably doesn't want to get too aggressive. You give up an early pick, and that spike's going to be dropped in the open. Paint shells towards the stairs. On bot there to clear out the vent swing potential. Joel will be able to find it on the Paranoia with the wallbang. J1 in the meantime, able to trade on the Iceman. Still 2 players on this site for the likes of UOM. And for Monash, they opt to fall back.
To fall back, opt to give it their absolute best here. You know, they're definitely holding steady, holding true into this one. But let's see what else they are going to be able to do, as I don't have much time to prime up here. But it is going to be prime time to get caught by the trapwire, it would appear. But not going to be too fussed about it. Time for the spike plant to go down, and time for that retake to get set in motion.
It's going to be a retake. High camera though from Moon.
Face your
And
fear!
still there. Nightfall comes across from Jolt. They'll swing and Live will find the first pick. Looking for another onto the stairs player. Jolt able to trade it back and knows that there's another there. It's going to be another round over to the likes of Monash, Wads, and Buck. A huge round once again. And, well, Matt, feels like we're back in our first game already. Very tied scoreline and very back and forth so far.
Ah, Tony. Here we go again. I'm so happy that things are going the way they're going, Tony, and I'm very eager to see if it's just going to be the seesaw effect once again, or whether it could be something else coming through entirely. Definitely all going to be proven to round number 5. Ahead of us now as we slip into the mix, look to give it their best. Hold steady, hold on tight. Ooh, and Iceman will be the one to ignite the fight.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Preempting swing from Chaewon, and we'll take him out. Orbs available. And this is, I guess, the bread and butter of a map like Lotus is playing for that orb control early on. Those fights towards Rebel, fights towards Mound. We haven't seen all too many Mound fights yet. We haven't seen all too much presence. Actually, over towards C. Obviously, Paranoia on the edge of that smoke for the meantime. Wads does have the Tour de Force available, does have the Outlaw as well, so snipers at their disposal. Can scope in with the pistol as well. We'll see the fake clone walk up onto B. This has completely kept the attention of the likes of UOM, so A's free for the taking. They'll have to rotate in and attempt the retake here on the 4 versus 5.
30 seconds left.
They will gonna have to attempt this one, see if they can give it their best, see if they can give more to it, but trade's already coming out, favoring UOM for the moment. We'll see if they can get more from it. Monash, oh my goodness. Be facing the music, but 3 versus 3. Iceman trying their best to push into it. Damage from Buck there. See if they can hold it strong. Ooh, get a bit stronger. Now it's time. Get primed up.
1 versus 2. Not going to be able to pick that one up. It will be Iceman. Full calm collected under that pressure. 3rd round over to the side of Monash. And we'll see Showstopper now available here for Iceman. Mods as well. As I said, Tour de Force is up. But for the likes of UOM, they've got a few ultimates to play with too. Neural Theft, Moon. We'll see Buck with the Nightfall once again. We'll see Viper's Pit as well available for Live. So look out for those ones. I was going to say, interesting wall that Live has been putting up, kind of splits the presence of BN as well, that A main control that we want to see inside of Monash fight for. Of course, once again, calm it down a little bit. They'll look to take control here with Dimensional Drift over towards the backside of site. And there is so much info now here for the likes of Monash. They can just look to walk on.
Walking on, walking out, and now ready to drain it through. As the spike will be planted down. Mini going to go down with it, however. See if they are going to be able to catch someone else through this one. A Buck popping up, and they bump down the players. Big shots coming through from UOM there. They're going to be very happy with that, and that's going to be Live with the defuse. So 3-3 on the board for this one, Tony. I feel like we've certainly ran it back, a bit of deja vu between our first series here. You know, it's just same kind of environment, just different names.
Yeah, different names, different map. But yeah, as you said, very similar to our first game. But of course, last one was 2-1s. This one's now 3-1. And answer back greatly. I was going to say the retake there, protocols from the side of UOM. They just, everybody had their spot that they were looking at. It was a great clearance out of them. Tour de Force available for Wads. We'll see the Neon J1 get aggressive. That will drop Jolts there in top. The Clove Smoke, and that's the spike. Down here is retrievable, though. Has been picked up. Tour de Force still here for Wads. fishing for something. The Guardian just as good as that scoped sniper. We'll see Chaewon spot up Wads. Once we'll spot Chaewon, they will trade positions. We'll fall back both. Now, as we look over towards B, and it is Iceman to lead it off. Not going to go towards B. Sends the fake clone out from the Yoru. They'll look to take C once again.
That they will, looking to spill through on to the side there, see if they can explore one step closer into this. But big shot comes over the top there. Live going to go down 3v3 on this one. Still trying to give it their best to see if they can make their way in through the hole here, through the waterfall. That's right, going to be spotted now, taking advantage. It's a drive-by. Chaewon going to be traded out, though, looking to see if they can parade their way in. 2v2 situation, down to 1. No, it's 1v1. And Buck is left to try and pick this one up. The angle might not even be realized. They don't realize just how close they are to each other. But this spike is ticking. It's time to get cracking now or never. They're playing for the defuse. Wads plays into it. And they've baited their opponent. Taking away the round there. Wow. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, perfectly played on the time. Wads just being vigilant on that angle, not over swinging. And unfortunate for Buck, that could have been a round that UOM picked up, but they will drop it, and we'll see. Credits aren't the healthiest. Bulldog, Vandal, Force here for UOM. I don't know if that's the right call, considering how healthy of the economy the side of Monash are.
Yeah, definitely going to be tough to consider into this one, Mr. TwoTapTony. Tough to deliver, but we are going to be delivering more into the fray now as we jump into action. It's time to get cracking. Oh my goodness. Big damage already. Coming over the side there. Paranoia locking down 3 and trying to see if they can catch even more. And that they will. So, 4 players gone. 1 player remains in spawn there. And now they have to consider their round's choices. And consider where else they can take this one, Tony. I don't know what's going on right now. No, I'm getting a bit confused, Tony. I'm getting a bit confused.
You and me both, mate. You and me both. I'm so lost on that one. I was going to say, yeah, Paranoia just was the hero.
30 seconds
Round
left.
needed. Depth try. 1 versus 5. I was given up for a meantime, but Moon has rotated back. Shot doesn't quite hit its mark. And depth try. We have to win that one out. So does have control to plant in a little bit further back of a position. Isolate the fight onto Chaewon. And of course, the ult was online there for depth try if he wanted to give it a go, but 4 versus 1. Don't really think you get that Clove ultimate off. It will be round over. Given to the likes of UOM. So the Force pays off.
Pays off, pays dividends, and definitely looking good at the moment, Mr. Tony. And see if they are going to be able to keep this positivity up heading in to this one step closer as it's time to get down to business into round number 9. Time to get primed up and good for action as we open up the account of sights set towards the seaside of the map at the moment. Into right past the mound there, ready and waiting to see main prepared as can be, but Live going to be prepared with the Viper's Pit, trying to isolate them entirely away from this site.
And they're going to try to walk up into it. They're going to clear it, but threat vision given to Live on top of that Viper's Pit too for free, and will fall back. Wads playing on the edge of that one, and the Viper's Pit will go down. Live's got freedom now to work with. It's going to be another from Live. Onto Mini now, 1 versus 5. They might try to give the ace a line. They definitely will. He'll pick it up. Beautifully played Viper's Pit. Nice. It's ecos, but it's still clean, Matt.
Clean as can be, Tony. Clean as can be, and very eager to see what else they are going to be able to push it through this as we jump into round number 10 now, and let's see which way they are going to go with it. Are they going to be pushing their way up towards C again? Is it going to be the A side, the B side? It's all going to be proven right now as we go for the similar kind of split. Always heavy focus on C. They got a couple towards the B and A sections of the map. They're just waiting patiently. But speaking of patience, Showstopper catches live there. And that is going to be a C side open for business. Already going to have to creep back onto this one, but well established, holding the sea waterfall there. Ready around the link. Moon spots one, gets punished by the judge there. Mini wanted the same. They're trading out, but that's going to be the round. 5-5. They dive in.
They need the spike plant. So getting the kills for themselves. Wads as well, catching that lurk over towards A. And everybody hitting their shots in that one for the side of Monash. For UOM, there'll be another purchase. We'll still see those 3 ultimates online. Paranoia, Buck, and Moon all have them at their disposal. Of course, Buck, playing that door line, will probably just opt for the Odin. We'll see Wads once again. Actually looking for the aggressive hold. That wallbang's coming all the way to main, almost hitting Wad in the process.
There's more where that came from, Tony. There's more where that came from. And there'll be more prepped up in just a second here as we hold on as steady. Hold on for the fight. Not ready to say a good night just yet. Just trying to stick it back. Oh, but here we go. Dimensional Drift coming online here. Monash trying their best to see if they can catch the information they need. They can push their way in, but all they get from it, just a bit of intel as to where they're playing. Good ping coming through there. No one going to be pushing up towards C really anyway. Iceman will be the first to fall towards the A side of things though. So, difficult endeavor, just getting harder and harder by the second here, Tone.
He said Dimensional Drift over. Mini's still on this C site. Live is extremely low, so has opted to play as far back as possible. Spike in the hands of Buck, and will plant that one over.
Left.
What's the front side of spawn here? And Live will be able to catch Mini. They just sit there and wait. Now Buck is in a little bit of a hurt. Depth try might be a little bit out of their element. Moon is falling, but one goes on. Another fight here for Depth Try, one out the overheal. The HP will be able to find one of the chain one. And that's too many kills for Depth Try. Let's still round over to UOM and
spend everything.
At Depth Try. It's a question of what could have been there.
Yeah, big question of what could have been. How could they have taken it? But they're going to be able to take positive strides out of that one, Tone. You know, zone it through and look to see what else they can do, I suppose. But definitely excited for what's ahead of us here. Excited for what it could be. Will we see a UOM half 7-5? Will it be Monash chiming back in there, playing that seesaw game once again, going 6 for 6? All going to be proven into this round here as already bigger pressure from Monash straight towards the C site right now, playing big close angles. Moon already isolating one though, trying to see if they can catch anyone else. It's going to be Monash activating for a couple more. Look at us see they've got more in store, but C site has been claimed, and now another kill with it, or 2.
Yeah, Depth Try just picking them off in spawn. Paranoia stuck against a hard fight against Mini there in Waterfall. 6-6 will go.
Switching sides.
And again, Matt, I hate to draw conclusions from our last one, but it's another even scoreline.
Yeah, looking a bit like that, isn't it? Looking a bit like we could be heading in a very, very similar direction, Mr. Tony. And you know what? I'm all for it. I'm eager to see it and very interested in what they might be able to achieve here and how they can cleave their way into the journey. But 10 seconds to go now before the gates open. Both teams going to be primed, ready to go. No ultimates on a line, of course, because it just started the half. But curious to see who can start the half in a more positive strides.
Camera taken out.
Deep camera there for Moon. Spotting the B aggression early. Of course, WAD's just trying to still take up that control of rubble. Live is over the top of the wall. Will be spotting WADS, but WADS will get the jump on. First kill goes the way. Monash, and they'll fall back. We can still see presence over towards B main. They've opted to rotate another player. Paranoia now help Moon out. And all will be popped. Another quick pick from Jolt. As they now look to walk it up. Find all the picks for themselves. Left to just Moon now. Still fighting towards A. Lost control of the spike and will be swung aggressively. Teammates, everybody getting involved for that one. And pistol going the way of Monash.
Going their way, and they're going to be happy with that one, Tone. But we do have Iceman on the judge. I reckon they're going to find a lot of value out of that one, to be honest. Definitely curious even what they can do. You know, same with Mini there. Same with everybody. But
Okay, let's get
it's time for UOM to lock in to this one time. Give it their best here, and we'll see if they are going to be able to do just that, as already damage is coming out in waves here. They're struggling to kind of swing around it.
The judge here by Iceman towards door. Pretty good to be holding that one. Just kind of jiggling out towards the vent. With that stinger. Might need to fall back. Doesn't want to give control of vent up, but in the meantime as well, doesn't want to lose that stinger out to any of these attacking players. It is going to be live. First up to the plate. Jolt. We'll be able to get the jump down. We'll swing on for a few more with the help of Depth Try. There will be Chaewon. Ready it back. Spike goes down, and interestingly enough, we're in the 2 versus 3.
Yeah, 2v3 sitch right now, and it all goes down to this Tone. Buck. Ready. Waiting. Oh, they don't catch it. Chaewon goes down. They know exactly where Buck is. But they do get away with one before this one goes down, but it's a great distraction, and WADS delivers. So, that's going to be Monash kicking off strong there, taking it to 8 rounds in their favor. And they may yet be able to find even more, depending on how this round goes, as you've obviously got the buy-up now on a line here. So, UOM, are they going to be able to crawl their way back?
Yeah, they're going to have to answer pretty decisively. The way this one is going, it's looking good. Now on the side of Monash, operator out here for WADS. And opting to play that one over towards C Mount. Very aggressive space to be taking, especially with the fact that WADS doesn't have a teammate to back them up. We'll have the rendezvous, of course, to get out if necessary. Yeah, very aggressive position from WADS, but unfortunately, and they know what this round means, right? Just with the fact that they've able to get a purchase back into it. We'll be playing this one a little bit slower. Moon scouting for B info. Nobody showing all too much presence over towards A, other than the wall from live early on.
Yeah, just almost a whisper, isn't it, towards A, but you know what isn't a whisper? The opening kill towards the C side of things, and could it be another one on its way? Depth Try going down there. Nice start. Maybe more to follow. Live is down, but the C side's open, so they may just be able to going through that spike plant there, and perhaps more where that came from, Tony.
Definitely looking for more. Operator is going to be picked up by Mini. Could look to save that one. Don't really feel like Monash have the makings of a retake here. Buck will find Mini, so that's no operator saved. Potentially, though, for you, if they want to go get it. We'll see Iceman, Jolts, Stinger, and a Judge to try and walk on in. Will be smoked off by the cloak. Hard
Last
to
player
walk
standing.
through that one. It's another from Buck. And Iceman, he's still holding with his judge. Looking for something. They're all going to exit through C Mound.
Satchel out.
He will be able to pick up the mantle. He's going to try and stop them from saving that op, so he knows it's in play. Iceman will fall, but some great damage dealt there. Some great heads-up play.
Hi.
Couldn't agree more, Tony. I think they're definitely locked into that one. You know, great to see the reactionary kills towards the end there as well, trying to drain down the economy a little bit. Even if they lose the round, they make it hurt a little bit more, you know, and I got to respect the composure there. Got to respect the hustle, and certainly curious to see what this next one ahead of us is going to look like as well, as we've only got one all-time liner from Buck at the moment, and certainly going to have more around the corner soon. But it's great to see how competitive this has been so far, and I reckon it's going to get more and more intense as this one plays out. But Chewon is going to be the first one to go here. Paranoia, ooh, trying to trade it back, not going to be able to trade whatsoever. Does have the boom bot coming out there. Be finding anyone. They are finding live though. Perhaps even more in just a second.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, aggressive swings from everybody, taking rubble control back. And as well, Tree only losing one in the process. Iceman falling, but Monash taking up 9 for their board. And I was going to say, UOM, that was a weirdly played round from them. They lost that initial fight, but they still tried to take up control. And I was going to say, aggressive heads-up rotate there from the side of Monash. Really what kind of put that round together for them.
Agreed, it definitely helped them shine there, and very excited for what they are going to be able to achieve out of this one. Stick her back into the mix once again. Slowing things down. Not looking to garner too much attention out of it as yet, but certainly going to be looking for something just like in a second here, Tony, is Wads. First one that's open the account, looking for more. It's Moon swinging it back. Nice shot there, Wads again. Online, everybody's priming up, and it's all going in favor of Monash right now. UOM, not sure what they can do here. They're relegated to their spawn point, and they're relegated to die. So it is going to be 10 rounds taken by Monash, and UOM have to step up.
Yeah, UOM are going to have to step up in a big way. Tactical timeout going to be taken, and we'll check out who's got ultimates online now. Of course, Nightfall available for Buck. Interesting kill out of Moon. I was going to say there over towards the B lurk. Catching a player off guard. Makes it expensive for depth try, because, yeah, credits aren't great. We'll probably have to get a teammate to drop that one, but Nightfall available, and the showstopper, the Iceman. And this has been a little bit more favored towards Monash in terms of the sides. The rounds have looked good. Only dropped 1 out of the 5 that have been played in this half.
Yeah, it's all been super solid so far, hasn't it? And certainly eager to see what they are going to be able to manage, what they are going to be able to achieve. Coming into the rest of this one now as the timer runs its course. Timeout's over. It's time to snap back to this amazing game right now. So they've got a lot of big power coming out from UOM here. You know, they got the Odin out of all things. That means that they mean business. And certainly are going to be excited to see if they can gain some kills off the pacing and power that comes with a weapon like that. No one is going to be waiting them out from that angle, so hopefully they didn't overcommit. But speaking of, it's already started off with a bang here, Tone.
Aggressive control of B main taken, and well, Mini gets a little bit too big for their boots, pushing up through C mound, and we'll now see rotation over towards C side here for the likes of UOM. Only 2 here for Monash. Wads and Death Try and do something in this one. J1, of course, checking for that flank. And, once again, door pops. Death Try will find the shot on a Buck. Finds another on a J1. TwoTapTony is quite healthy, standing on top of the Viper's pit, and the Snakebite will be able to try once again. Vulnerable still from the Snakebite. He's looking for a potential warbang. Paranoia will take outwards. Live will be able to find TwoTapTony again. It's 8 rounds now to the 10 here. Beautiful play there, and almost an attempt at 2 versus 2 from TwoTapTony and his teammate. Big round to find for UOM.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more there, Tone. I think it's a huge round to find there for them because, you know, it looked like things might have been starting to run away from them, to be honest, but they will be able to hold themselves together, maintain composure, and now looking to see if they can give so much more. So, trying to get back into the round ahead of us once again here, and very eager to see what else they can do because Buck has already delivered the first opening kill.
Yeah, that's interesting pick to go for. He could hear the warbang coming out. Buck was kind of letting that Odin sing. And, well, WOD's just unfortunate call to go for the aggression there. We'll look to maybe potentially see B get taken this time for the likes of UOM. Snakespite, wire, globe smoke, everything to cover that position. We'll see Paranoia as well. Gordy is in the hands of Iceman, but will be rallied out. Force back. Jay will try to slide on him. He will not be able to find it. At least one from Iceman, but Jolt do a lot there. And it will be another round going over to UOM just to take on to B. That paid off super well. And of course, the positioning, the post plants were great. And, well, get even once again, Matt. 9-10 now on the scoreline.
Yeah, looking solid, aren't they? Definitely carving their way up to claim rounds, swinging into their favor. You know, they want to make sure they can take a stand in this series. They want to break their way back in, and they want to make sure that we go to that 2018 scoreline to close the match out, Tony.
Take hold.
We'll see Page Shells, Jolt as well, tossing in the C's. Many going to be playing closely with the Bucky. It's the spot to play for it. Teammate's probably the most close position you can play with. Paranoia already found Wads in the meantime. They'll look to fall back. Mini over aggressive. He's trying to fish for something. Now has to play more calmly. Holding on his crossfire. It will be a second from Mini. Almost teleports out to safety. The fact that he gets away with 2 is crazy. Paranoia now needs to get a kill or an assist to survive. But of course, nobody here from the side of Monash are giving him anything. Paranoia will dissipate. 3 versus 3 post plant now. And of course, the guns aren't the greatest here for the side of Monash.
Here we go, Tony. So far, so good. Maybe could be more to follow. Ooh, Jolt. Not going to be able to jolt ahead. It will be exited from the round and tied up at 10-10 now. Just when you think Monash established a solid lead, UOM, I'm calling in and steal it all the way back. So, very impressed with how they've managed to keep themselves well composed here and very eager to see what else they are going to be able to achieve, as it's definitely going to be a long journey ahead of us, but the journey ain't over till it's over.
Where are you?
Yeah, it's all even up. Camera for Moon. Aggressively going to be spotting again all that control towards B main. I was going to say, interesting that Monash just continue to go for that one, and Moon continuing to place that same camera to get the info. J1 will break the Prowler live. The wall was set in stone over towards A. Mini has opted to push very aggressively over towards Rubble. But at the moment, you see Prowler come out in return. Z's as well. Live is decayed. We'll slowly gain all that HP back, but taking up control of B main once again. We can see UOM just really fighting for things about the map, and of course you can see Monash happy to kind of give up a few spots, play a little bit further back. Iceman now over towards the backside of B.
Ooh, my goodness. Big shot coming out there from Watts, and TwoTapTony, though, looking to face the fears and looking to turn the gears here. And let's see if they are going to be able to catch them right now. Two players now managed to steal one away, but that's going to be that. Jolt saves the day, and 11 rounds now locked in for Monash.
Make their fear your weapon.
Yeah, that is that's a huge hole over towards C. Perfectly set up. And, it felt like a little bit panicked maybe to the approach there from UOM, and well, this isn't looking good. Chaewon 19 and 18. Normally we see Chaewon kind of lead the pack, right? He's a very explosive duelist player. He's not having his impact be felt in this game. And for the side of Monash, you know, they struggled a little bit last week, Matt. We had a few members missing. Most of the roster's back here this evening, and they're not doing too bad. They're feeling pretty confident. Of course, 2 away from closing it out here on Lotus. Target hit there on the trap. Wadz is going to go for an aggressive swing. Does have a ton of info, but can't quite line up the shots there. One onto live. The rest of the players have made their way into the site. Spike will be planted. It's a 5 versus 4 retake.
Oh, now looking to even things up, settle the score here. They are managing to slice through these kills one after the other.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
Wad striking back, taking a lot of damage though. They're in big trouble. They can't take any more, and it's 11-11. Tony, make a wish.
Gotta go.
Yeah, my wish is maybe another overtime, the way this one's going. Back and forth has been, I was going to say, just when we thought Monash had the lead and they were looking to close it out, it was 3 straight rounds back answered by UOM. That's a champion caliber at work here. I was going to say, as we said at the start of the day, UOM, the team at the top, the team to beat. Obviously, early Haunt picking up C-Mound control. This time we've got Wadz and Iceman over towards this position. Wadz, handle in hand, so probably wants to play a little bit further back than the likes of Iceman. We'll see as well. Mini start to rotate over. Slow control once again. This is the way that the attacking side has played out so far. Chaewon now exploding onto the site, but it's moved from Iceman to kick it off. Trade backs though from Buck and Paranoia. So they'll look to secure the plant. The 3 now on the retake. TwoTapTony's just going to hold them. Aggressively pushing in a waterfall when they shouldn't be. Buck now against the clone and against Mini himself. Haunt tossed out. I will spot up TwoTapTony. Low HP. Buck needs to play this fight perfectly, and Jolt will get the backstab. It is going to be match point here for Monash.
That they will, Tony.
Push no button.
They will be able to take it in to match point, and are looking to see if they can take it one step deeper from there onwards. As it's been a great journey so far, but one more round favouring Monash could see it at its end, but one more round for UOM could see the beginning of OT, and we'll see if that is going to become a reality as we prepare ourselves for the round ahead of us. Round 24 into this one. Time to delve in and give it our absolute best.
Potentially see Showstopper out here. Iceman against a little bit pear-shaped. Just for the moment, Paint Shells bomb bot. Paranoia taking up control of tree. Going up top of the root. That smoke goes away. An interesting call here for the side of Monash. They've opted to put all their forces and attention over towards that B main position. Wad's in such an aggressive angle. For the likes of UOM, they're still playing this slow style on the attack side. We'll try and take up on an A here. So our flank being held out by Moon. Checks the camera for just a quick second. Great discipline here for Mini. Knows that he doesn't have to fish too deep. He can play on top of that mound. To get crash out, we'll go for the swing. Beautiful pick up. Started off here.
And more where that came from, Tony.
Where are
They
you?
hold it back for a second for now. To push past the mound here. See if they can get line of sight over
30
towards
seconds left.
C.
Face your fear!
They don't have much time bringing out the energy now online, and it's time for the showstopper as well. See if they can pop something through. There we go. Iceman doubling down. So far, so good, Tony. They've still got more to do, but time is against them here. Spike picked up. They're
10
trying to rush
seconds
it back, go to the B side, go somewhere. Viper's bit coming out. They've taken down one, but it's all traded out. And 11-13 is going to be our scoreline. We will not be going to the OT zone, Tony. We will be going right there, right now. Victory.
Yeah, no OT this time around, but I was going to say a very close game between these two teams, and able to bring it across the line there at the end of things. But yeah, 13-11. You know, I was going to say both teams have to hold their heads high. Again, checking out the first blood counters, 5 for Paranoia, 3 for Iceman, both up there with 23 and 22 kills respectively. So that's, again, another even game so far this evening, Matt. It's been that storyline so far, and, you know, it's definitely expected of our teams towards the top of the table, right? UOM, the team to beat, and, well, Monash, one of the ones that were able to get it across the line.
Yeah, exactly right, Tony. You know, they're the ones to get it across the line there. They're the ones feeling primed up and good to go, and definitely excited for how things flow together for the rest of our matches here tonight as well. You know, it feels like we've had 3 or 4 series for the price of 2 with just how close these games have been. You know, big, intense matches to kick off the night here. But obviously, we've got even more in store coming into the rest of the night. Like, I'm keen to see if Deacon can finally take away a W, Tony. That's the proving grounds right there. We want to see Glitch's team get a victory. You know, I think that would be great for them to put themselves on the board, but you know, maybe we're asking the impossible. I don't know. But what I do know is that we are going to be having an interview on right now. Welcome in, Jolt.
How are we going, boys?
Fantastic. Welcome back. You know, it's good to have you again.
We're back. One more time.
Yeah, we're so back. But yeah, great to see you guys take away a victory here again. I was getting a bit worried for a second there. Like, how do you think you guys would have held it together if it did go to that OT?
We sort of played defense with nothing new tried. We kept doing the same things. We were just making adjustments. We had a couple of things we wanted to try, but we didn't end up, you know, needing them. That timeout sort of helped us as well. We got some new ideas down, and we were like, look, if things do go, you know, a little bit south, we've got these things to rely on, but we didn't really need to. It was all fine at the end.
It was all fine. You guys were able to bring it across there. And I was going to say, you know, we saw you guys last week looking a little bit weak. How was the preparation going into a match like this tonight?
Look, last week we were playing with 3 subs. I'm not sure if everyone caught that. We had 3 random people playing for us. So it was fine. Like, you know, it's good to have the full team back. Just reminding everyone we're still the best team in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely great to have all our players online, you know, all different students coming together and giving it their best. Really great to see that there. But I guess coming into our future weeks, like, it feels like you guys are just you know, you're going through many obstacles, and do you feel like the games like these are really helping to strengthen your arsenal as a team?
Yeah, I mean, the results are sort of what we expect at the moment. We're expecting to win most of these games. Last week was a bit of a, you know, bump in the road. 3 subs, not ideal, but it's good. We're still the best. All good. We'll be there in the finals.
Love it. Love the confidence, and I can't wait to see it. You know, we'll be hopefully having a bit of clairvoyance into these conversations. You know, maybe a little throwback once we get there in the future. So yeah, definitely excited to see that come into fruition if it does. But really great to see you guys take the win once again, and yeah, really appreciate you coming on board with us, Joel. It's been great.
Cheers, boys. Appreciate you. Cheers.
Likewise. All's well, Tony. All's well, and all is going to be even better once we progress things through. You know, I think we've got great times ahead. We've got great series ahead, and we're going to see exactly what they look like on the other side of this break. welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series here for VALORANT. Matt's here, TwoTapTony, coming to you live right now. We are feeling alive, feeling great, just like our sponsors.
Absolutely. AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide the best in in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
That's it. And make sure you big shout out to HyperX and Officeworks. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. Push performance to the limit with the latest in gaming tech. From high spec to precision gear, Officeworks has what you need.
And as well, a big shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner made with high quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or available at indomie.com.au. Matt, shout out to our sponsors. Can't do it without them.
That's it. We love them. We appreciate them. And we love our next game on its way as well. As I alluded to before the break, it's RMIT and Deacon. So it's going to be Deacon's game to try and win, really. You know, try and see if they can get one on the board there. And rosters are going to be Uncle Jad, Jack, Stella, Zenji, Midgin. For RMIT, for Deacon, it's going to be a Glitch, Izzle, or ICL, Inc., Cartier, and Waffles.
Yeah, this is everybody. I was gonna say, I feel like Deacon are the heroes here, and RMIT the villains. Of course, everybody wants to at least see Deacon put one on the board. But of course, we'll check out the vetoes for you. We're going back to Sunset, Matt. So
that's right.
It could be on the cards for Deacon. We saw them take it close against Macquarie last time on Sunset. So
yeah,
this one might be interesting. I believe as well, we got to see Sunset out of them last week. Was it as close as it was against Macquarie, but still a respectable game out of them?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It was definitely a very respectable game. You know, they had a commendable effort, but alas, just wasn't enough to get them over the line there. So curious if tonight is going to be their night, and if it's going to happen again, as they got to prepare themselves for what's in store here, Tony. Prepare themselves to pick the best agents possible.
Yeah, it's a big question, though. What are the best agents here on Sunset? We've seen a wealth of different comps come through. Of course, Cypher's always a welcome pick, so we'll see Ink lock that one in here for Deacon. But on the other side of things, a lot of interesting hovers here with CAR. Potential mirror matchup here. Waffle's thinking about the same one as well. Chamber potentially here for Midget. Zenji thinking about a Viper. Don't know if that one's all too great on Sunset, but I could be wrong here. Uncle Chad thinking about the Clove. Reach for IZL wouldn't be too bad. Glitch, of course, has been rocking with the Sova pretty well. And we'll see a few lock-ins. Clove this time for Waffles. Not the double duelist that we're used to seeing out of Deacon.
Yeah, not going to be the one we're used to at all, really. So very eager to see what else is going to be locked into this one. Whether we do see the Sage break out here, whether we do see something else entirely breaking into this one, Tony. It's definitely all going to be tested, and let's see if they are going to be dumping their way through with the best agents possible.
Ooh. I was thinking about it for a second. There's Zenji with a last-minute hover, but we'll go over to the Sova. We'll see double duelists for the defenders here to kick it off. Of course, it's going to be Sunset. So it feels like an interesting place to take it once again, Matt. I would have thought we'd see a different map in terms of the vetoes here, because I was going to say we've seen a lot of Sunset out of Deacon, and I feel like, if you're going against Deacon, you don't want to really give them that map where they've had a lot of their reps in.
Yeah, no, you don't, because you want to kind of do whatever you can to secure victory as best as you possibly can. But I mean, even if, there's ways for them to have a lot of reps on a map, doesn't mean that they're going to be able to necessarily win said map. Although they might play a bit more confidently, it doesn't mean they'll win.
There.
Because even if they've played, maybe RMIT played pretty confidently as well. But we are going to be ready to open the gates, ready to flood their way in. And let's see who can land the first blow.
I believe Cartier did spot that jump over from Stella, and we'll be seeing shots come out here. They're looking to hold up this tiles control. Great shot from Stella, but immediate answers back from Cartier and ICL. It will be Zenji. They're still deep, push towards bottom middle here. Let's not get hit up by the shock dart. The fights go the way of Deacon for the moment, and I'll look to rotate over towards B. One good clove smoke, and secure plant here for ICL. In a pretty safe position, though. Glitch going to be caught out on the swing.
Planted.
And 2 versus 2 now ensues. Flash comes out from ICL. Has to be careful. Aftershock to ICL, just peppering down bullets on the midget. It will be as well. Waffles finding and securing the pistol here for Deacon.
Let's go, Tony. This is the start of something new. Deacon are able to pull through on the pistol and looking to see if they can do much more with it as well. Ooh, it's looking good, Tony. It's looking good. Well, early days yet. We'll see what RMIT can cook up out of this one, as they have lost the first round. They are picking up a couple of upgraded pistols, though, so, you know, it's not all for naught. It definitely is still more to follow here, and very eager to see what this one can follow through with, how they approach this. Ooh, big flash there. They have to fall back nice and quick.
Yeah, but the aftershock doesn't allow the opponents there. The defense side, Uncle Jad thinking about an aggression. The wire is put up here. That's a bit too high. Able to duck underneath that one, but in the meantime, B-site's on for the taking. Ink will put nice little cage there towards Boba. That comes out of Zenji. Will break that one. Cartier. An immediate pick in a second there. The outlaw coming out early. Cartier finding one on the jack. This is all looking pear-shaped now and looking good once again for Deacon. Up on the high ground will be cleared out. And what does Uncle Chad do? Not a whole lot you can do. Spin that cake. Think about the future of the round. I was going to say some beautiful shots out of Cartier in such a close range. Props to him.
Yeah, prop to him there, and definitely going to be more where that came from. Oh my goodness. Bringing the knife out, and they are going to be caught off guard. So, really solid stuff coming out from Deacon to lock it down. Not taking too much, not having too many issues there. Maybe they've spent their time and training in the New Heights Recreation Center, Tony. Okay. Maybe that's the training ground for this map, but who knows? We are going to see more of that training come into effect, though, in this next round. Definitely excited for what it's going to bring.
Yeah, rifles here for the side of RMIT. Thinking about this mid-push once again, we'll see Jack walk on down. Location revealed there, great. Early dark coming out of Glitch to get them the info. The rest of them all grouped up outside of A lobby. We'll see potential rotates early here as well. All the sound that hasn't been given over towards mid or B. The fight will be taken. It's ICL with entry on in. Just going to be walking up with the Yoru clone. Leah comes out. The Yoru clone pops with the flash. Sends Jack a packing. Low HP now. You can still see, though, fighting for it. Stella able to find one of the waffles. Site can't be taken here. Low HP bars. All the likes of RMIT and Deacon. They can look to probably just walk it out if they want to.
Scanning ahead.
Yeah, I reckon they can walk it out. Have a good time. You know, just take it easy, take it breezy, but see what they can endeavour to achieve. So they stick back
Spike
for
planted.
a second longer now. Ready and waiting to prepare for what's about to ensue. Glitch around the corner. Best position. Spectre in hand, ready to stop them in their tracks. Oh, here we go. There it is. Glitch ripping it up for two. Maybe looking for more. Oh, the timing. They trade it out. It's all down to the 2v1. RMIT, can they get it done? Jack left to try and make something of this, to try and get back on the site and get the defusal in, but it's just all too much here. They're bouncing around it, trying to tiptoe in, and Ink delivers. Deacon! Bring it up to 3!
And they'll fall to the spike there at the end. So nobody gets to keep their gun, but round kept by Deacon here. 3, Matt, as you said, this is looking hot to start it off.
That goes there.
Likes Deacon, but you know, just because you have a hot start doesn't mean the game's necessarily over with. We'll see. Purchase into this one, half purchase. Few light shields, few stingers. Marshall here for Midget. Deacon, it's about putting their best foot forward. It's about keeping up that consistency now. We'll see. Once again, mid control being fought for. Dad. Jack. Noodles tiles here. Jack will be aftershocked out, taken by ICL. Breach coming to play here for the likes of Deacons. Looking good. Another clear out there from ICL. Jad caught looking the wrong way.
Yeah, looking the wrong way, but they're going to be looking the right way right now, and definitely keen to see if they can break past this. Good to nullify the trap wire there. Fall back. Look to launch an attack in another direction, perhaps, but see what else that they can do with this one, Tony. Try and zone their way in, taking it slow, steady. Looking to give it their absolute best already. Tiptoeing in towards that A site right now. They've got enemies around the corner. There we go. Essentially spotted and slotted out. Gautier on to deliver that one. Stella wanted the same. Ooh, living like the fast lane. Pedal to the metal, and it goes down to Deacon.
And it is going to be 4 rounds. No force. Oh, sorry, the half bike not paying off here for RMIT. We'll be able to bring some guns now into this one. And, 7 kills. Hardy, yeah. Pretty good. Dimensional Drift online as well. Rolling Thunder as well, almost available. Glitch with the Hunter's Fury almost up. Ultimate starting to come online as well for the other side. Midget. Potentially the Tour de Force could be a big stopping point here.
Who's next?
Going to this one. Deacon, a very important round to keep this one going. Dimensional Drift already been popped here by Cartier. Getting the info, spots up the Sova. Zenji, I don't think he saw him either, so the clone's going to come out just to fake Zenji. He didn't shoot it, but it doesn't matter. Cartier's out of there. Now attention now over towards B. Waffles has found Midget.
No peeking.
Have found them, and they are looking to break into this one, but
No charges.
will this be their time? Will this be their moment, Tony? As they propose another way forward into this one. Oh, big shot on towards Stella there. Still more to follow. There we go. We'll be able to slow it down. 4 versus 2 situation right now. Creeping up through Boba. They will be popped. So, 5 rounds in a row for Deacon. This could be it, Tony.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, man. We've seen Deacon come in with a hot start. I don't want to jinx it too much. Round by round, piece by piece. But I was gonna say this is rough for RMIT. Not kind of finding any success right now. One of the fights going the way of Deacon. And I was gonna say to the credit of their composition, right, bringing the breach as to oppose, you know, a different kind of setup. This is definitely paying off for them. It's not really feeling like they're having too much impact right now either, especially on the defense side where it's a little bit weaker for them to kind of open up these fights. Cartier will lose it out to Jack. Vandal's been retrieved and able to fall back there. Zenji able to find another. Ink falls to the Tour de Force down mid. Now all of a sudden Deacon, we might have jinxed it a little bit.
Uh-oh. Maybe I spoke too soon, Tony, but Flashpoint not going to do anything. They are punished out of that one. So, really solid stuff from RMIT there. They finally break the spell, or break the curse even, and they are going to be tracking well towards another round here. So, really good to gear ahead of this one, Tony. Really good to see what they can achieve. But, you know, speaking of achieving things, we got 2, almost 3 ults available for RMIT there, and for Deacon, we got 4. maybe more soon. So,
Stop their
definitely
reach
good
before he
pieces to
stops
have at
us.
your disposal, I gotta say, but see which way
No peeking.
they are gonna be going now as they take the initial stage of this round. Nice, slow, steady, looking to open up the doors there. Just see what they can do from here.
Yeah, door will be shut. Midget. If that close one goes down, he needs to be careful. Cartier there. Uncle Jad is going to be cleared out. Cartier opening it up perfectly there. All the likes of Deacon. Low smoke. Zenji will be able to find Waffles down bottom middle. So after Cartier's found those initial 2 fights, gets evened up here. Deacon, though, still with their eyes peeled on A. Zenji needs to be very vigilant right now. Of course, they'll look to walk up. Will plant that tripwire. Great trade, though, from ICL.
Almost out.
2 versus 2. Fast lane kicked in. Jack on the rotate over. 1 Lear available for Jack. Fast lane concussions as well for Stella. We're going to have to play this one perfectly. Glitch can look to play up the Hunter's Fury, but will hold the slide. The concussion comes through. Glitch is going to try and find these fights there with the Rolling Thunder that was implemented by ICL. It looked a little bit shaky, Matt, but Deacon able to put it across the board.
That they are able to put it across the board, drawing well, drawing strong into this one, and very excited to see what else they are going to be able to push it through here, Tone, because things have been looking so great so far, but there's still much more to be done here. Much more to be delivered.
We'll get delivered a tactical timeout right now. RMIT, you know, they found that one round. Felt like there was a little bit of momentum shifting in the air, but great clutch to win out. 2 versus 2 there. Ultimates as well, still online for Waffles. Glitch kept the Hunter's Fury. Neural Theft as well for Ink. So the other side of things, RMIT, they do have the Hunter's Fury. Wave Ultimate as well available. So 6 versus 5 for this round, potentially. Uncle Jad looks to use that ultimate, but look, credits here, Matt. Won't see the most healthiest of buys out of Midgen and Uncle Jad.
No, but they might get a bit better in a second. You know, I think now that the timeout's run its course, there's more potential. You know what, Tony? I consider the buy from Uncle Jad healthy because when the judge comes online, Tony, you know it means business. You know, think back to like players of old, like Lakers. There's been greatness with that judge in the past, and you know, I think that this could be a moment where we see some of that greatness shine through again.
There's potential. Door was shut early, so I'm going to be able to get the pounce on for that one. Of course, if that door was still open, Cartier probably would have attempted to clear that position. It crashes out. That's such an interesting pick, especially those last 2 games where we've seen the Yoru kind of really have its impacts in some of the earlier stages of the round just for info, and some of the later stages of the round where you're just able to rotate for free. You're kind of a walking Sova dart, as some would say, when you pop the dimensional drift. So yeah, always cool to see a Yoru. Needs to be very cautious. Stella holding in the off angle of elbow. Now attention over to Deacon towards B. He will have to try and clear out Midget. Does have the rendezvous to teleport safety, but great awareness from Glitch. Sensing the swing to come out. Plant will go down 4 versus 4. The Hunter's Fury comes across Cartier. Hunter's Fury finding ICL. Cartier found by Stellis. Now it's left to the 2 versus 2. Hunter's Fury back in return from Glitch. He's out in the open. I don't know about that one. I don't know about the space. Waffles will be overhealed and now has to take these fights 1 versus 1. Will pop the ultimate, but Waffles is able to swing back through the smoke. Finds one, but Zenji will trade. Deacon expending so many ultimates just to lose that round to RMIT.
Just absolutely wild stuff, isn't it, Tony? And you're going to be very happy with taking that round back there, my man. But you know, there's still more to do here. Still more to see, and I'm very eager to see exactly which way this one's going to go now. Will we see more RMIT present coming on the board here? Will we see something very, very different? It's all going to be tested as we jump in to the fray once again. Round number 9 on line, and to get the recon dart through to scan ahead for some information, but nobody's given that information up as yet. You know, we're just sticking it out in the courtyard for the moment. They got one creeping over to B main there, see if they can drain through a kill perhaps. Timing could be everything, and it is. Ink gonna go down there and trade it out immediately. Now back over to A main, and Deacon aren't letting up.
Yeah, they're looking to approach this A side pretty quickly. Cartier, Dimensional Drift already popped once again. They'll just be walking in the face of Jack, who is quite low, 43 HP. For the Reyna, trying to find some shots on AEL. They will be able to find it. In the meantime, though, Dimensional Drift got Cartier up in the face of a few. It will look to be secured by Waffles, and we'll see Cartier over towards Elbow. We'll see Midgen walk it up through main. Waffles, a very important fight to fight. Cartier, of course, just going to play for the contact, and Waffles will be able to live it out for the rainy day. It will be 7 rounds Deacon. Still only 2 here for RMIT. It was an interesting round. I was going to say the fact that they just kind of let Cartier walk up, Dimensional Drift, nobody's holding the flank. This feels out of sorts here for RMIT. Maybe just this Yoru getting the better of them in some of these engagements.
Yeah, it really has found a lot of impact, hasn't it? Like, Yoru coming back into the mix right now, Tone. Back into the top picks, I reckon. Nah, great to see the Yoru gain a lot of presence here, but bearing in mind, this is only the first half, Tony. So, just because the path has been extremely positive thus far, doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. But we'll see. See if they can prove themselves into the second half of engagement as well. Ooh, big pick. Midgen delivers there. Ooh. And doubles down. More to follow. Oh my goodness. IZL, last one standing. And Tony, they are getting zoned out. Wow.
That's a thrifty round picked up. RMIT going to be putting that one across their board, and I was going to say Midgen really delivering on all fronts there. Some great trades back from IZL, but didn't have anybody else really to help him out. So we'll see another round RMIT as we go towards the tail end of this first half. Still heavily favored towards Deacon. They're going to have to keep it up. I'm going to say only Sheriffs and a Stinger for this round, Cartier. Light Shields. We'll see an aggressive push over towards B main this time around. Actually, Glitch going to be caught out with the bow in hand. Midgen falls back to safety. Uncle Jad's on top of him. We'll send the fake clone out. Flashes up Uncle Jad. Cartier is out and walks onto this site.
Walks onto the site. Not ready to say goodnight just yet. But Glitch will get... Oh, they're thinking about it, Plant. They're thinking about it. Yeah, ready? There's one swinging, the other one bounces through, and it's all going RMIT. Wow. Clean sweep within a second. That is just absolute insanity, Tony.
Yeah, absolute clean sweep there. I was going to say Deacon, the fact that they got out to the site was a blessing. And then the retake came in very quickly on the side of RMIT. They're starting to gather some momentum tour de force out here for Midgen going into this round. Stella will as well have that Neon ultimate at their disposal. Deacon, they won't have any ultimates online for this last round of the half.
Not going to have them just yet, but maybe. Just maybe. They might have some more soon, but let's see what they are going to be able to do. They hold back. Ooh, big shot already. Cartier's down, traded by Waffles there, looking for more. They deliver. Midgen's out of here now, giving the player advantage to no one. Waffles comes back, though. Glitch the same, taking out Uncle Jad there. They're both back online, and Uncle Jad says goodbye. So, 2 players remain now against Deacons. 3.5, 3 now. And it's time for the spike to go
Last
down.
player standing.
Or maybe not.
Well, spike goes down. Ink get aggressive. Going to be playing on the edge of that
No one to interrogate.
wire and the cage. And Ink will find Zenji. So round
sides.
goes to Deacon. A little bit interesting. You know, we saw the Laver coming out of Jack there down towards lower mid. Was immediately traded. Glitch as well, getting that pick over towards B. Just beautiful hacking side start there for the side of Deacon. And I was going to say their comp gets a little bit better, Matt, because now we have Cypher on defense. And, you know, it's, I feel like it also gets a little bit better for RMIT. We'll get the chamber to get to play a little bit aggressively. Got 8-4 defense now, but Deacon, see what they can do.
Let's see what they are able to achieve with this one as they look to cleave their path ahead. Ooh, already struggling to get some shots through there, but Stella with the first one to fall. Wow, locked in on those.
Spike
Deacon
down A.
steaming ahead. Spike going to be down towards the A side of the map at the moment. Their teammates already spread their reach, and another one bites the dust there, looking for more. Jack is able to find a Cartier, but it's a 1 versus 3 situation now. They're starting to pounce upon the remaining angles here. You can see they've got most bases covered. Ink
I have the
slowly,
spike.
steadily creeping up. They're keeping things covered towards the link there, like towards the site. No matter where they go right now, somebody's going to be able to cover them. And so it almost makes this an impossibility. But I mean, IZL, granted, is a bit more of a weaker target, like one shot, and then that's the site done, right?
It takes a minute to breathe. Of course, IZL, the weaker of the 3 up here for Deacon. Let's just send out the dart.
30 seconds left.
Doesn't get any info there. Jack playing slow and methodical. IZL, though, will be able to get the drop on. Jack keeps his pistol out. He might won that fight. The round goes to Deacon. Pistol once again to their board. And I was going to say, Matt, you know, we've been hyping up this breach pick, and that's why it's such a good pick. They were able to steady that A hit that was going to come aggressively from the side of RMIT. They just throw one fault line, they swing off of the contact, and I feel like a team like RMIT probably should have read that with the breach at play. You kind of just bait out that fault line, and then you slow it down, and then re-aggress once you know the breach isn't there, ready to find that first pick.
That's it, Tone. You know, definitely got to give it your all, give it your best, and not going to be a pressed up, trying to go over the line right now. See who is going to be able to take control here. Who is going to be able to capitalize upon this round as they look to seek an avenue over towards the B side here. Already tiptoeing up through main there, ready to bring the pain. It's going to be a more distanced hold up in Boba there from Ink. Just, oh, there we go. Big spot. That's huge information. They can wrap around accordingly. Look at that. They're already moving. So they might actually get there just in time.
They're able to get in. Glitch.
There they are.
The dart to come out and the spam to come through on Uncle Jad with the follow-up utility from IZL. We'll lose Ink in the process. Damage is dealt. Plant goes down here. 4 versus 4 read sake, and we'll see another one out of Glitch from Market. Mitchell was caught in the site. IZL will be able to find another on the Jack, and they're just picking them off. Cherry pieces to the likes of Stella, who slides out for 2. Thankfully, there's 4 members on the board for Deacon. And they'll pick up the round. They'll even give the half defusal here to Cartier.
Idiots.
10 rounds now, Deacon.
10 rounds and potentially more to follow here, Tony, but it's the bonus round right now, ready to see if RMIT are going to be able to activate here, or whether it could be Deacon striking again and taking control and strolling ahead of it. It's definitely going to be a very calculated approach that they're going to need to deliver forward. You know, if Deacon take control here, they could see themselves on 11, maybe even 12 rounds, and that gets them on the edge of glory.
See, Yeah, swinging on to Uncle Jad. And teleports out. Spike is, of course, dropped in a retrievable position, though, still here for the likes of RMIT, but they're losing one early. Not the way you want to see it go. Wire over towards Market here for Ink. Well, we'll see Stella prodding for a potential B swing. Yeah, you can see the way that he's moving. Very aggressive. I was going to say, happy to take these fights right now.
They certainly are, Tony. And they're going to take even more. Great start coming through from Cartier there. Ooh, that's a nice Leer. Clearing the way and allowing them to trade back, so they can now tiptoe up closely towards this B site. Yeah, but good utility. Keeping them on their toes once again. Spike plan put in zoom. It's in. Doubling down. Looking for more. AEL finds Jack. A 1v2 situation right now. Deacon
Spike planted.
to deliver what they can. There we go. The Ares. Bring the power. Boom.
Absolute insanity. Waffles. I was going to say, Mitchell had that angle. He had the line, and he already hit some impressive shots from that position already. Ares comes out on top on that one. He shakes his head at the unfortunate round there from RMIT. So it will go 11 Deacon. The buy's not great, man. It's some light shields. Tactical timeout.
Yeah, not going to be ideal at all, Tony. Not going to be ideal at all. But you know what? I think it's an important time for it. I think that much needed is the timeout here, because if things keep going the way they are at the moment, then Deacon, by all accounts, could be on the driver's seat direction towards victory. But RMIT still going to be in it to win it. You know, they still have to give it the absolute best that they can. And yeah, it's just tough to see that they haven't been able to really bring as much as they would like into this.
Yeah, this is not what we were expecting out of RMIT going into the game this evening. You know, of course, down the bottom there with Deacon, and it was, you know, both these teams potentially fighting for that potential at another win. RMIT, though, definitely probably would have been more favored once on paper, the way Deacon, I was going to say, lost all of their games so far. This would be a absolutely huge one to put to their board. Give them maybe a much-needed confidence boost for the rest of the season, because, yeah, as we said, currently without a win, and, very much in need of one. Cartier, massive flash here. They'll take up control in the meantime. RMIT trying to take the door. Ink needs to be careful. They're pushing on to him. Jack's already found glitch, but Ink will be able to find two at least before falling. 3 versus 3 now ensues.
It will ensue, and they will try to pull through here, so let's see what they can do. Dimensional Drift are definitely going to help them. Oh, this could be huge. Oh, the lineup. Cartier ready to go. No! Does get punished. Midgen lock it in. Flashpoint not doing anything there. RMIT back on track, Tony. And they rack up kill after kill.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. The Dimensional Drifts out of Cartier there, but we saw Aftershock come out of AEL trying to clear that box corner, so a little bit of a miscommunication. Or maybe that was what their plan was, use the Aftershock to cover Cartier's teleport, but I feel like that one was a little bit rushed for Deacon on the retake. They'll be relegated to 2 guns. This one, only 1 gun, the Vandal. A few Sheriffs coming to play. Aggressive though, over towards B main, trying to take up that control.
Try and take the control, and they are going to stroll ahead for 2 to start the road strong. But Cartier says no way we'll be able to take out Uncle Jad today. Oh my goodness, finding Midgen as well. So really making solid impacts there, but just not able to do too much more with it at this point. See if there is going to be Or coming in into the rest of this one though, Waffles has brought out the big demon gun, to say the least, but it's not going to be doing much else. So, round done and dusted, and RMIT are back.
Yeah, I was definitely not expecting Odin there going into the retake, but, well, 6-11. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and RMIT, they can't really afford to take any steps out of line. We'll see Tour de Force Hunter's Fury up. Rolling Thunder for IZL. And this is going to be a very interesting round. The way that RMIT have been playing,
Revealing area.
a lot of aggressive control of a lot of different positions on the map, but can't really take up control of mid this time around. Cartier towards the pillar of middle. Just be careful. Stella jiggling that one. Will be able to win it out. Inside though, still Glitch fighting for that control. Waffles there to help on out. Waffles did fall. Glitch needs to find at least one more. Will be able to do it. 2 versus 2. Waffles still has this Odin. Midget will fall to Ink on an unfortunate swing, so it's left Zenji 1 versus 2.
Sure is, Tony, and there'll be more where that came from. Big hits already coming online here. Zenji puts them out, but they're slotted out of the round, and just like that, we go to series points.
Match point.
Yeah, series point for Deacon, and I was going to say, I respect the ultimate usage out of Waffles there, just not wanting that 1v1 to go awry and break the momentum that Deacon have right now. And they'll, of course, be on match point, as you said. This is the first time that we've seen Deacon in a little bit more of a one-sided scoreline. Not what we were expecting out of RMIT. We've definitely seen Deacon at match point before.
Let's play.
Of course, they just weren't able to close it. Waffles went towards lower mid. Water Force was out the midget. Glitch has already found the shock dart kill onto Zenji. Over towards the main. Cartier will teleport out. And this is a 5 versus 4 already here for Deacon.
That it is, and Midgen is trying to make that evened up, and maybe even more so. The shot could be massive. There it is. Waffles is down a 4v4 now. Clean things up. I'll look to seek vengeance through towards the A side. Yeah, they got a lot of potential, Ink. They got a lot of utility set up. So curious to see how they decipher that as they creep up nice and steady here. Midgen's angle could actually be really big, cutting them off, trying to push through a link there, but as I say that, Ink are going to go down into the 3v3, Rolling Thunder from ITL, trying to spell trouble for them, pushing around the corner. Here we go. Ready online to say goodbye, say hello to Midgen though, 2v2, surely no more, one remains, it's Glitch, the man of the hour, left with all the power. They've got shock darts available, they've got bullets for days, and they've dodged the big gun. Midgen, try as they might, they will not win this fight. Tony, Deacon have done it!
Deacon have finally put a win to their board, and it's to the captain there. Glitch with a 4K to close out the game there. And I was going to say, it looked a little bit rough. I don't know what happened there at the end of things. I'll have to maybe prod his brain about that one, because that spray looked a little bit how you going, but they got it in the end. 13-6 as well, as a very convincing scoreline out of Deacon.
Absolutely. You know, I feel like this is, we've been building up to this all season. You know, I've been talking about how I want to see them take at least one win, and I feel like they were shining tonight. They were just glowing. You know, really great to see them take away their first victory there, and yeah, hopeful we do see more from them coming into the future.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is where Deacon's season starts, right? You know, they had a little bit of a rough start to it, and this is where they can look to maybe shake it up and shake up the standings, I was going to say, because as we said at the start of the day, the standings are looking a very much closer fair towards that middle side of the bracket. You know, UOM up at the top pretty convincingly, but, you know, the rest of these teams could look to be dethroned here by Deacon, but I was gonna say this was not what we were expecting out of RMIT. Normally they play a little bit more together, they play a little bit more collected, but that was a rough game out of them. And maybe it was just an off day, but props to Deacon, they definitely deserved it. Cartier with 21 kills in that one. The presence was definitely felt. IZL up there with him as well at 16. Those two played a phenomenal game tonight.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there, Tony. I think that they definitely were well switched on. But props to RMIT as well. Like thinking of highlight players, Mijin, definitely a big impact maker for them. I feel like they definitely swung a few rounds back into their favor as well. They were really able to steal the show in multiple instances there, but unfortunately not able to take it all the way through. So great to see once again a Deacon taking control there. I'm sure that the team is going to be very proud of themselves. I think that they've definitely made leaps and bounds. And speaking of leaps and bounds, we're going to talk all about it. Welcome in, Glitch!
I made it.
Yeah, you made it. That's it, mate.
Long road.
Yes, it's been a long road, but now you're here. And I guess how you feeling after claiming your first victory?
Pretty excited. I thought I threw that last round. I'll be honest. The guy shot. The guy shot at me, and I just went. I threw it. It's done. Next round, but I won. We're here. Made it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I definitely. It was like, oh, that was a little bit of a rough spray, but you're of course able to get the kill there. And Glitch, I want to pick your brain a little bit. It's been a few losses here or there on Sunset, a few losses overall for Deacon. What has, I guess, been the behind the scenes? What have you guys done to really prove yourself as a roster here and improve what's been going on?
Well, we came into this tournament after a long break. We hadn't really played as a team for a while, so first couple weeks I sort of attribute to just shaking off the rust. I'm thinking sort of, was it like week 3, week 4 when we played Sunset? That was a lot better out of us, and it felt like we were able to sort of use the chaos of the map a lot more than a map that like Ascent that is more standardized that everyone knows. We're a very we're a very chaotic team. So I think playing something that people may not be as used to sort of played into our favor.
No, great to see that come to fruition there. And I suppose heading into future weeks, like, do you think we'll be seeing this kind of confidence again? Do you think you can take another victory?
I'm hoping to end with another victory. We're just trying out some new comps and stuff, sort of pushing our comfort zones a little bit. First 4 or 5 weeks, we were just playing agents that we were confident on because we don't really scrim. But now just trying to push the boundaries a little bit, putting in that Yoru, I think made a world of difference for us. It gave us a lot of flexibility. And having a full team of 5, a couple of these weeks we had subs in, which was obviously never ideal, but life commitments and all. I'm hoping to end with another win is all.
Fingers crossed there for you and the squad. It's just been I've been wanting to see the victory from you guys ever since the last few weeks, and you've done it. So very well played to you and your team. Very proud of you all for achieving that. Now everybody's taken a win this season, and I'm really hopeful that you guys can take another one. But thanks so much for jumping in with us, Glitch. It's been awesome, man, and I hope that we can see you again next week.
I'll see you again next week. Confident.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you need. Love it, Tony. Love it.
Yeah, love it. I was going to say a lot of confidence there from Glitch. And I was going to say, as he said, a lot has come through for this team to put it together. A few different comfort picks now thrown by the wayside. They swap it up. We saw Waffles on the smokes. Cartier, immediate impact there on that Yoru. And they got him across the line tonight, and props to him. Hopefully, we'll get to see him back again next week.
Yeah, fingers crossed, Tony. We'll see what is going to be in store next week. But before we get to next week, we got the rest of this week. There's another series. We're going to set that one up right after this break. Welcome back, everybody, to the AEL University Elite Series here for Valorant. It's Matsy and TwoTapTony coming here live with our next series, our final series of the night. It's UNSW and Swinburne, Tony. And how are you feeling coming into this one?
This should be an interesting one. I was going to say Swinburne have gone from strength to strength week after week, as we'll check the rosters out for you. UNSW, it is Runton, Caterpillar, Zervis, Adola, and Axel for the side of Swinburne. It's Chlorophyte, Bokchoy, Booming, Tax, and Birch. And yeah, I was going to say this Swinburne roster has impressed me quite a bit, Matt, in terms of how they've been playing. It's just, I was going to say the wins haven't come their way like they have been for the side of UNSW. So I feel like this one might be very even across the board. I was going to say it's hard to isolate one player here for either of these sides.
Yeah, definitely hard to decipher what they are going to be able to do there. But I'm keen. I'm curious. Well, I don't have to be curious much longer. We are going to be seeing Corrode Band, Doubt, Icebox, Sunset, Ascent, Bind, Haven, and we are going to Lotus again. Lotus again? My goodness. Feels like that's almost the only place we're going, except Sunset. No, it's been a nice mix-up, Tony. You know, I'm not going to sugarcoat. It's been a nice mix-up, and I'm eager to see how things go when we do head back into Lotus again.
Yeah, should be interesting. We saw, I was going to say, very similar compositions out of both of our teams last time on Lotus. Probably won't expect anything different. These two teams kind of play a lot of the same stuff, as we'll already see. Jet hovers for both sides. Neon and Clover, immediate lock-ins here for Zervis and Ronton. So UNSW, they feel confident in what they want to play.
Yeah, feeling confident, feeling keen, and speaking of keenness, we do have Killjoy online, so we will be seeing the lockdown activated into this matchup. I don't think we've seen much Killjoy tonight, so great to see that one being activated there. Booming going to be booming in name and nature there, bringing out the Rays of all things. Definitely great to see that one coming through. Got the Vice as well from Tax there, so all agents locked and loaded for our players here, and very excited to see what they are going to be able to do with them, Tony. I think it's good times ahead, you know? Let the good times roll.
Yeah, it's I was going to say interesting that we will see the side of the defense side especially not bring that raise into play. I was going to say you can kind of use the Killjoy like a pseudo raise. You throw that swarm like you would the paint shells, and on top of a Fade Eye, it's pretty good. And on top of a Fade Seas, it's pretty good as well. We'll
good shots.
Good shots, yeah, just warming up the aim a little bit. Omen is an interesting one to see out of the attacking side. Birch going to be rocking with that one.
Absolutely. Very eager to see how things go down here and what we are going to be able to take on into this one. Ready to go? That's exactly what we are going to be. Ready to go and ready to enjoy the show as we jump in to the fray once again, Tony. It's time to see exactly which site this is all going to activate upon. Time to see who will land the first blow.
Yeah, a lot of early scouting over towards B. All will be popped, so info over Axel. He's going to receive a little bit of punishment, some utility flies their way, and it's going to be some quick picks on towards the C site. Adola will be taken out by Bokchoy. Only losing one in the process. C-Tech is good, Swinburne.
Yeah, is good, is great even, and definitely eager to see what they are going to be able to do with it, my man, as we stick things out for the moment. To swing into a positive direction, and we'll see how they stretch themselves coming into this next round ahead of us.
That's going to be interesting. Bucky invested for the side of UNSW. And, of course, Adola going to be aggressive on the off angle here with the Sheriff. We'll see once again attention to detail. Potential for that C site take once again, but they have actually scout out info. Dollar will have to fall back.
Go get him.
Ombot goes over towards C main as well. Spotted by Ronson. We'll see
Them down.
Swinburne take the attention over to a different side of the map. Zervis and Axel being a little bit cautious though. They will rotate back on in. Prowler goes out, doesn't spot anything. We'll see Swinburne over towards A.
Yeah, we'll see them swing over that way. Horrified. Ooh, gets stopped in their tracks by Zervis. They're swerving in. Oh my goodness. It's Bucky time if I've ever seen it. They're trying to go for even more. It ain't gonna happen. Dollar is gonna be the one to take that round in their favor. But my gosh, Tony. What a way to use the Bucky. That was just craziness.
Yeah, and the character to use it too. The maneuverability of Zervis on the Neon. And of course, picking up forward the Bucky shuts that hit down. Swinburne a little bit slow to that one, and great adaptation on the side of UNSW. As we'll see it 1-1. Not a scoreline we're used to seeing, Matt. Normally, after a pistol, we see the team convert it into a second. We're in unknown territory now. We'll have to see what Swinburne can do with these Sheriffs.
Yeah, we'll have to see what they are going to be able to achieve with them, won't we? As they stick it out. Caterpillar's so ready. Yo, just saw a disaster about to unfold, but it ain't going to happen. BkWhatOCE are going to be 1-2 kick off there, and Birch will fall as well. So UNSW already spelling trouble for a couple, looking to see if they can put a few more to the rubble there. But Swinburne, good for one from Tax, and not going to relax on this. They still have just over 50 seconds to try and claim their path.
And try and claim a walk up on a seat. We're just gonna be waiting for a little bit. Booming Tax. Horrified, of course, always improved up here. Turret, the initial contact there with Caterpillar. Adola will be going for the swing. One player remaining. It is Tax with that Vandal. Well forward to Adola. And second round over the side of UNSW.
Yeah, going to be taking a second one there, securing the lead in their favor, and very eager to see if they can find more than just that. Pushing into the mix here, Mr. Tony, as they look to hold things out, look to give it their absolute best. Alarm bot's going to be online. Shadow swarms ready to be activated as well. It's all looking good in terms of the Killjoy department, but there's still so much more to be done here, as they just have to hold on, try and take it nice and slow, follow their way over to C here, but now the fight wages on.
Yeah, they will clear out Caterpillar there towards the back of stairs. Vandal swapped out for BkWhatOCE. That will go down. We'll see 4 versus 5 read sake here, and not really any space is going to be afforded here. They're going to have to rotate through CC and Waterfall. Nobody going to be going through main. We'll see Ronson walk it up. First initial kill goes Ronson's way. Second on to BkWhatOCE. Out through the last lane goes Zervis. It's another there for the likes of Booming, but will be taken out by Ronson as he uses his teammates for cover. It will be round over to UNSW. What a retake.
Yeah, huge stuff coming out from them there, Tony. I was really impressed with how they composed themselves, how they managed to, hold steady, hold firm even into the mix there. But obviously, still more they have to achieve here. Still more that they have to do, and very curious exactly what they are going to be able to do. It's time for a timeout, and I gotta respect it. Nice and early into the piece here, they want to disrupt the flow of things and see if they are going to be able to, secure a path back into this one to recover.
Yeah, definitely thinking about, well, at least for UNSW, how they can continue to put their best foot forward for the likes of Swinburne. they get to use this as a pseudo-tactical as well. They get to talk things through and work out what was going wrong, because they got onto the site. It was a 5 versus 4 post plant. All things considered, they should have won that round. C is one of those harder ones to retake. And they just gave up so much space. Ronson just going absolutely huge there. And, well, tactical for Ronson, and UNSW will finally go out here. And we'll see. Of course, Swinburne, though. Money's not great. Bucky here for booming. A few of them with the half-shield sheriffs. For the, I see UNSW, they might look to play a little bit safer with the purchases. Outlaw here for service. So we turn our attention over towards A main, because this will be a bloody fight about to ensue.
I have no doubt about that at all, Tony, but it's time for BkWhatOCE to take down a Zervis there already. Swerving things into a positive direction for Swinburne here, but things are only just getting started. Very curious to see if they are going to be able to keep that right up, as they've slowed to almost a halt in the A lobby for now, you know, just waiting patiently towards the rubble there. They got the rest of the team steaming up through pillars, B main. But the defenders not looking to move around. Did get spotted, but they weren't slotted out.
Ronson down to 10, but able to walk away from that engagement. And we'll see attention potentially over towards B. Or the likes of Swinburne, though, drawing down the clock a little bit. We've still got tax on that lurk. And over towards A, they'll look to attempt to retake their control once again. Swinburne might have the call to make. They're trying to split through vent, though. That spike dropped in the hands of Axel, who's looking for a little bit more. Spraying down, pulls out the sidearm, but he's got the help of his teammate Caterpillar. And it will be around. It picks up their beautiful hold. And yeah, I don't know about that call from Swinburne. I thought they'd just walk up to A for free.
Yeah, I thought something similar there, Tony. You know, I thought they might be able to take advantage of it, walk their way on up. But no, not going to be happening, it would appear. So perhaps another time they may be able to capitalize on those opportunities and do more with it. But still, for now, it's going to be A-OK, I suppose, as we get back into the fray here. 4-1 is going to be our, well, scoreline, and maybe it could be 4-2 in a second, because we've already had a couple of kills coming through and are looking to see if there's going to be more on their way.
And looking at a split through door here on over towards A. Caterpillar and Adola trying to retake here in 2 versus 4.
Planted.
Explosive fights that happened, and Swinburne were able to win that one out. Caterpillar, though, going to find one of the tact spots too towards the door. Dollar trying to get out through heaven still. Needs to be careful. BkWhatOCE in his off angle will be cleared out, though. Caterpillar will be walking up there with a smoke cover. And Tapper has come out to try and fake him out. All on top of the smoke here. Caterpillar looking for a little bit more. Glorified trades it down to the 1 versus 1. $1. We'll wait for that smoke to go and dissipate, and it will be $1 finding Glorified. We'll be able to find the defuse. We'll be able to pick up another round here for UNSW.
That they will. Solid stuff coming out from them there. 5-1 are going to be our scoreline now, and certainly are going to be more where that came from, my man. But we'll see if Swinburne is going to be able to burn their way through for a road to recovery. Find a way back in. You know, all they have is the Guardian. Sheriff's there, Stinger. Like, it's a tough one, Tony. They've got a full kit of ultimates, though, but I wouldn't expect they get used into this round.
I imagine we're keeping for a future fight here. Service is going to take up control of Rubble. Blades were popped, so is the Showstopper. Trade's coming out. Ronson with a second life to play with. Caterpillar towards that Rubble swing. It's another from Ronson. We'll be able to continue to find these fights. That spike drop in the open. Over the top goes Caterpillar. Blades Ronson has found 3. Looking for a 4 to close this round out. Will be not able to take that one. Booming guys to the pink shells there.
Yeah, surprised to see that one break in, Tony? But we'll see what else they are going to be able to garner through this one. They do have a 6-1 on the line right now, but Swinburne not looking to be left behind. Now is their time to try and activate with the full kit of weapons at their disposal. They got a lot more than just that, though. They got confidence, and see if they can build that back up. Jumping in to round number 8 here as gear on up to push around the mounds. Now creeping up towards that seaside. Tax already going down, though. Caterpillar, one in the same. Just the name of the game, isn't it? But trade for trade. Booming continues the parade.
Booming finds $1. From Ronson as well. Booming having a crucial impact after an unfortunate round in the last there. Caught out an open shot, comes out from service. Axel is able to trade as well onto Booming. Looking for this final fight, and he's given it. Glorified over swings, and that will be another round Axel and another round to UNSW. Again, some of these rounds, Swinburne, it's good. They get the post plant. They don't have to swing there.
Absolutely not. No, they don't have to swing at all there, but yeah, UNSW are going to take that any day of the week, Tone. You know, they're going to be very happy with how things have been playing out here, and can't blame them. You know, they've really been able to capitalize, take full advantage of these little moments, and it's just worked out so brilliantly for them, hasn't it?
It's worked out well. Again, C-mount control has been good for Swinburne. But this time we'll see UNSW fight for a shot from Zervis. Trade from Axel. Glorified able to find that one. Now they sense a little bit more presence towards C-mount than they would like. They're going to opt to rotate out. We'll look to take control over towards A. It will be contact play here. Look to walk up. Tax.
Thorns are alive. Launching thorns.
Launching out all of the thorns. Such. Stop anyone walking through.
Stop anyone walking through. Stop anyone checking in there. And going to be falling back for the moment. Choi will go down, looking to see if they can catch anyone else off guard. But UNSW, they're on a bit of a sneaky approach right now as well. You know, the slow attack from Swinburne is allowing Neon to just swing all the way around the back. So if they take too long, they may get actively flanked here before they even realize it. Already tracking along onto the side. Tax keeping this fight alive, but it's all going to be shut down. The efforts quelled. And 8-1 is locked down.
8-1. Dominant showing here from UNSW. So far here on Lotus. But of course, Swinburne, you know, can't count them out yet. We've seen the makings of a team that could win. Pull back in a big way going into the later stage of this first half. But props to UNSW. They're playing well. Ronson taking so many aggressive fights with the Clove is what you want to see your Clove do, right? One of those characters that you can play like a pseudo-duelist, as we speak about Ronson. Already finding an early one. They're on to Buck Choi.
Finding a lot of potential, aren't they? And there's going to be more where that came from. Zervis holding back with the op there. Swinging in. Angles there. They aren't able to find it just yet. Although, find a second. Oh, there's Tax. Swinging into it. They do find the engagement now. Pushing around though. $1. Sneaky little angle. Strangles through 3. Tax, last player standing. 1 versus 3 situation here. They're trying to run it back through their spawn, but the spike control is in favor of UNSW.
Recalling my boss.
That's a great sneaky play from $1. So Ultimate Orb as well being taken by Caterpillar. Aggressive one to go for. Tax, yeah. Spikes dropped in the hands of UNSW. He has to take 3 individual fights. They're not going to give him any Axel swings to find the shot. 9 rounds now. UNSW. And a tear since the pistol, Matt. This has been 9 straight from them.
yeah, they've been ripping it up, haven't they? Really just showing their confidence, showing that they mean business into this one, and it's been really impressive to see how they've been able to just take on this venture with open arms. You know, they've been really tackling this one with utmost confidence, and Swinburne, they have found one round, but haven't really been able to get grounded. Otherwise, you know, it's been a bit of a struggle for them. So very keen, curious even to see what else will be achieved here, Tony.
Trying to achieve C-site control at the moment. And we'll be granted it. I was going to say, nobody here playing on the site for UNSW. They're happy to give up the control immediately. The res comes out from Ronson, 2 from Adola. Site will be planted. Showstopper comes out and sinks onto the face of Ronson. No kill or assist found that time, so no life granted. Caterpillar, though, able to trade it back. Pax looking to fall away. Birch does find Zervis. Moving towards main. Smoke comes to Waterfall.
One enemy remaining.
Continue to walk it up. Axel found it. Caterpillar will find the trade. And that's going to be another round. UNSW. Again, Swinburne, they have the post play. They don't have to swing.
Yeah, they don't have to. Time and time again, you know, they're falling into the same traps, aren't they, Tony? And it's just
round in the half.
tough, isn't it? It's tough to see this kind of continually falling into the same kind of traps there. I'm hopeful that there's some kind of a recovery for them heading into the next half, but at the moment, you know, they're in a bit of a grim spot, aren't they?
It's looking dire. It's taking Claw out from a position like this really makes you as a team. We'll see. Raised by Adola.
Placing swarm grenade. Placing
Yeah.
swarm grenade.
Or take it out.
Here we go. Trying to jump into it. See what they can get. Caterpillar good with the blade there. Looking to see if they can engage with a little bit more out of it as well. Already finding the first. Trying to burst through on the second. Ooh, boy, so close. Caterpillar will be traded eventually, but when all things come up, they must come down. And see who's going to go down next. It's going to be $1 and a BkWhatOCE there. Trading out once again. Ronson going to be able to take out Booming. One of the same Ronson's going to be taken out. Tax, everybody's going down here. And they will be able to claim victory into this round. UNSW stumble ahead through the chaos.
Yeah, beautiful retake in again Swinburne. Again, the play, it's just as well the positions. I was gonna say they're just playing so out in the open and aggressively. And this is, I was gonna say, just keep falling apart for them. Maybe play a little bit further back. You have control of main. I haven't seen UNSW take up that position all too well in the retake. So plan it for main, fall back, play the mound. You could have been seeing some more rounds from Swinburne, but we'll swap sides. Attack now here for UNSW. That's for Swinburne, and well, very important pistol for them to pick up here.
Very important indeed, because if they don't pick it up, that's going to be series point for UNSW, and that could be game, set, and match. They're going to be forced into a force-up situation into the second round of the second half here if they lose this first one. So pressure is at an all-time high, and we'll see if they are going to be able to find something from it. Oh, big trade in engaging into the beginning here, Tony. We're already getting into the swing.
Oh, Caterpillar. He's getting into the swing of things. They haven't planted the spike. They're just going to go for aggressive swings with the shorties. It's 3 from Caterpillar. What has happened here? Just throwing this round for a loop here. BkWhatOCE 1 versus 2 now. They'll try to rotate through the spawn side. They won't be able to find BkWhatOCE. He's walking through Waterfall. Caterpillar going to play close there with the shorty. Adola will find BkWhatOCE over at Waterfall. That's 12 match point here already for UNSW.
Oh, almost done? Cool.
And now it's time. Pressure is up. They have to force into this round. Otherwise, round will slip away and we will see game go. And let's see which way it's going to flow right now, Mr. Tony, as do have our teams activated here. Our teams looking to prepare for battle, prepare for the onslaught ahead of them. And it's all or nothing into this one, all over the line, all primed up and good to go. And see which way they are going to go. It's A, but maybe leaving one through mid as well.
Yeah, Dollar just overlooked B main. We'll see Birch stinging at close range here over towards Vents.
Cover going out.
Stack up on A though. I was gonna say for the side here, Swinburne try to hold it down. Mouse one there from the Spectre of Booming. They do lose Glorified in the process. A few softened up targets. Caterpillar Ronston will find BkWhatOCE. 2 players left here, Tax and Birch. Don't know that Adol is still here on this lurk.
One enemy
Ronson,
remaining.
beautiful shot, looking for potential of one more. Birch versus the world. And we'll be spotting Axel jumping around, Hoppin and Tail, and it's Ronson
Attackers
before
win.
it's 13-1. Absolute domination out of UNSW tonight.
Couldn't agree more there, Tony. Just incredible to see what they were able to achieve on Lotus there. You know, 13-1. Swinburne just entirely left behind. Like, you know, they just kept making the little mistakes, and it just unfortunately led to their undoing. So really tough to see things go down the way that they did, Tone. But, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And definitely going to give big props to our Victor here tonight.
Yeah, UNSW played like a well-oiled machine. Caterpillar 16-6, Ronton 16-10, and you know, as I said, the Clove really having an impact there, just taking so many first bloods, multi-kills as well for Ronton. Overall, just UNSW, it's hard to fault them. You know, they lost a pistol. It happens, right? Pistol's one of those rounds that's very 50-50 sometimes, and you know, it happens. And ever since then, 13-0 if they didn't lose the pistol.
That's right. You know, that's a scary concept, isn't it? You don't want to be seeing a 13-0. So at least they took a round away, Tony. You know, at least there's that. Otherwise, we could have been in big trouble, to say the least there, Tony. Big trouble. But no, everything's going to be A-okay in that department. You know, we're going to be seeing at least one round go through there. But very convincing victory. I'm sure that's going to really shake up the standings, you know, because the round difference is just insane. Like, they're really going to go leaps and bounds, I'd say, with a scoreline like that.
Yeah, it's hard, right? If you Swinburne too, because that's like gonna set them a little bit further down in the pack. And yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunate game there out of Swinburne, but well played UNSW.
Yeah, really well played, and we're going to hear all about it right now as we have Ronton.
Yo, what's good, gang?
Oh, what's good? You're good, mate. You're good. Really good. Great game coming out from you guys there, honestly. Like, talk me through it. What was the game plan coming into it? Did you think it would go the way it did?
I mean, to be fair, I think our team was very nervous at the beginning because we were against BkWhatOCE. He emits like this aura when we see his name. So we were like kind of nervous.
Yeah, very scary sight BkWhatOCE is. I was gonna say, I want to pick your brain a little bit about some of those rounds. I was gonna say when Swimmer they got the spike down, but you guys, you know, Data Man still were able to fight for the retakes there. What was the communication like going into those retakes?
I think we said one thing and it was like the word winnable, and then they kind of just did their thing. I think it was a 2v4 with two of my teammates, and they kind of just like, yeah, I just ran it down to kill them all.
Great to see when your teammates lock in and really keep things online there. But speaking of keeping things online, do you think the confidence from tonight is going to shine through to the rest of your season?
Hopefully. I mean, like all the group stage games are like almost finished, so we're just kind of mentally preparing for the semis. So just gotta do good for that one game. Kind of expecting everyone to drop 5 games.
No, absolutely. Confidence is key there, and definitely eager to see how you guys go heading towards the tail end of the season. So big congrats to you and your roster once again for taking the dub here tonight. And yeah, hopefully we see you again next week or something.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
All right. Too good. Great to get Ronton on board for the interview there, Tony. Always good to get some perspective from some of our players.
Yeah, I was going to say, just confidence and keyword there he said was winnable. So, yeah, I was going to say, you don't really need any crazy comms if that's, the confidence you're going into some deficit retakes, and props to them that looked super winnable and, I was going to say, very convincingly winnable out of the side of UNSW this evening.
That's right. Yeah, definitely manifesting, that winnable mentality into a winnable game. And let's take a look at all our winnable games right now as we have our results here for the day. So kicking off, it was Macquarie and UTS there, the OT Chaos. We saw UTS take that one away at 15-13. Following up was Monash and UOM, 13-11 there. Another close one, but it started to get less and less close as night went on. Deacon taking away their first W against RMIT, 6-13 there. And our last matchup, 1-13 with Swinburne and UNSW. Going to be taking that one away.
Yeah, it was an interesting start to the night, and you and me were like, oh my god, OT, and then 13-11, this is going to be a long evening, and then Deacon out of nowhere surprised us with a 13-6, and then UNSW with some dominant showing there in that final one. I was going to say, very much keen to see how the standings look after that one, Matt. Check it out.
Check it out. Ooh, getting closer, Tony. My goodness. Look at that. UOM, 5-1 there. So definitely a tough one. They've faced the music, so to speak. They've proven to be beatable. But one of the same is going to be UTS and Monash there, all going to be up to the top of 3. And speaking of the top 3, it is going to be UOM, UTS, and Monash have managed to make their way through to playoffs. So, big congratulations to those teams there, but everything else still undecided. We'll find out how things go for them. Heading deeper into the music there. UNSW, 4th place, 3-3. Macquarie, 2-4. Swinburne, 2-4. Deacon, 1-5. They've actually climbed up the ladder, Tony, as they've taken 7th place here. So really big props to Deacon. They don't just take their win, they take another position on the ladder here. And RMIT have been forced down to the bottom.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I was going to say, I guess, around 5th to 6th, right? Swinburne losing that one quite convincingly to UNSW, and Macquarie as well, still middle of the pack. They couldn't quite break away after their game this evening. So the standings are looking crazy, but yeah, as you said, those top 3 securing their spots is well played for all 3 involved.
That's it. Standings looking crazy, just like our sponsors, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provide the best in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs.
That's it. Big shout out to HyperX and Officeworks here. Power your game with the latest HyperX gear at Officeworks. When you need speed, control, and 0 distractions, Officeworks has got the tech. Discover gaming gear made to handle serious play.
And as well, shout out to Indomie, the noodle partner made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices. A plate of Indomie meringue will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au, Matt. Again, shout out our sponsors. Wouldn't be possible without them.
That's it. Big shout out to them, and definitely great to see them. You know what else is great to see? Highlights from our shows. Make sure you check out AEL, AU Esports League on all of our social medias there, whether it's X, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you know it. We are on it. We got all the highlights from all the Elite Series games there, so make sure you check them out because there's going to be some amazing Valorant highlights available after this stream. I'm certain of that. You better check them out. But we've got more games on their way. Same time, same place next week, everybody. So definitely get excited, get hyped up. We're getting to the tail end of this season, and I can't wait to see you there.